Good evening, all you beautiful bastards. It is I, the lovely and talented Elder God Bones, joined with the spontaneous and delicious Sibs. Whoa, whoa, dude. I think you're still muted.
Yeah, but I also hadn't said anything at that point. I just laughed a bit.
Oh god, yeah, my mind totally took a dive. So yeah, another installment of Cosmo Voyage, and actually, I think today's and Thursday's stream will also be Cosmo Voyage.
Yes.
So for all of you Cosmo lover fans, it will be there. Be doing the things.
So a couple notes, potentially depending on events with my schoolwork and having to do some work on my car before my road trip. Thursday potentially could be canceled, but as of right now, we're anticipating on it happening.
Yes.
And then depending on traffic, me driving back on Tuesday could potentially affect stream on Tuesday.
Yep. So yeah, he has to replace head unit in his Camaro, so I want to give him ample opportunity to deal
Which it's
with...
not difficult, like it's pretty straightforward. The more difficult part is they're VIN locked on the OEM ones, and only the OEM ones will work with my heads-up display. So I had to get this EEP ROM decoder and clip, so when I get my head unit in tomorrow, I have to actually take apart the head unit down to the motherboard and reprogram it. And I get one shot to get it correctly, because if it reads the Camaro's VIN wrong, bricked permanently.
And this is why I don't work on modern cars.
But on the other hand, this is a very expensive service from dealerships.
Yeah, this is why I don't work on modern cars. But no,
my dealership would charge $295 plus tax and labor.
Yeah, but the thing is if they brick it, they will buy a new one.
Yes,
that's the difference between what.
No, they will not. When I went, because my radio has been having the issue where it restarts randomly.
Yeah,
they said they'd have to reprogram it. And they said if that doesn't fix it, or if it breaks the radio, then I would have to purchase a replacement radio.
That's not how shops work.
This is an official Chevy dealership, and because it's out of warranty, they're not going to guarantee that that'll fix it.
Yeah, this is the reason why dealerships get a bad rap. If they break it, even if it's something you've paid for, they have to fix it. They are required by law. At Kentucky may be a little different because you're a Commonwealth. To make sure the car is as it was before it leaves. So if that means replacing a head unit, that means replacing a head unit.
Now, I will say at the new dealership, because they just rebuilt the dealership, the service department, it has a big glass window so you can see every car that's being worked on, so you can watch them work on your car.
I mean, that's neat.
Which is one of those things where, like, if they fuck something up, you can see that and they can't jip you out of it.
Yeah. Honestly,
the dealership has been great to work with. Basically, what they said is, 1, it's out of warranty. 2, you didn't buy it at our dealership.
That's where I could see it happening. Like
because I bought it from a Ford dealership. Because that was the only place that had it. I mean,
yeah.
But also, it's like something like 7 years out of warranty.
Yeah. I mean, it's a 2013, so yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. Nonetheless, I digress. Moving on. This is not about There are other things that I want to talk about, but it can wait. It can wait till
it can wait till next Tuesday when we play something.
Potentially. Can you recap? We haven't started anything, so there's no recap.
We haven't started anything. We were just talking about, like, potentially with my road trip and schoolwork, there might be some issues with scheduling this Thursday and this coming Tuesday.
Yep.
Potentially. just depending with my
Since-
road trip and stuff like that.
Yeah, since he has a head unit that's supposed to be coming in tomorrow, but it's FedEx, so it may not get there tomorrow. It may get there Thursday.
Well, it was originally supposed to arrive today.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They rescheduled it to today.
So it was originally, so eBay gave me the estimate that it would arrive Thursday. Then FedEx got it. They said Wednesday. Then they immediately backtracked and said Tuesday, like 2 hours later. And then today they said, nah, never mind, it'll be tomorrow. Way to go, FedEx. There's a reason why I hate you.
Yes. Oh, well, it happens.
FedEx, if you're watching this, I would never want to have you as a sponsor.
I know, right?
Because I could not stop shit talking you.
Yes. He's been waiting on a FedEx package for a hot minute.
Bones, you're not going to send it FedEx, let's be honest.
Oh, no, it'll probably be UPS.
Send it DHL.
I mean, I technically could. The DHL center at the airport. No thanks, though. But getting back into everything, time.
It's time for some
bullshit. You're gonna love it. It's time for Cosmo Voyage. We really fucked that up.
Dude, sometime we just need to record it and have it on a button.
Yeah, I've actually been debating on either converting a phone into a Streamlab or Stream Deck or buying one. Because yes, it would be fun. It would be a lot.
I think it would be something where it would be better if we were recording it side by side, but
well, yes. Yes.
But that requires me going up there sometime.
Or me going there and it being difficult. Yes.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Your wife wouldn't let you come down here unless you were bringing her and the kids.
This is true. So
although there is an air... Oh no, the Airbnb's not there anymore. Some guy bought it and now he's a dick.
I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so where we left off, we had, let's see, Laura had just passed her exam with 100% as she was going into surgery, and the day of the festivities for celebrating her life, her being alive, and Huge Reg coming back to life. Yes, Sibs, drink something. And I think that was it. It was literally the doors closed on
Laura's surgery.
Laura's surgery, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna time skip a couple hours. Laura's in recovery. I mean, she's still under, like, passed out, but she's in the recovery unit, so you can't talk to her. I think she's in isolation in the recovery right now. And they just took what's his fucking name? Palmer into surgery.
What's his name? So yeah, okay, so it was 2 hours. So we were saying it's gonna be 2 o'clock when the festivities started, so it's probably you jumped like 3 hours, so it's like 11 a.m.
What's yeah, it's about 11. It's about 10 a.m. ish.
10 a.m. because there was 7:30. It was 7:30
that you had the meeting,
and the
and
meeting.
Laura went in at 8.
Okay, I thought it was 8 or 8:30, but either way,
somewhere around there. What's really funny is because Laura is in 3 specialties, like 3 categories, and is in different ranks. Technically, her title is Lieutenant Ensign Laura Minkle. Which, if she doesn't pass the, no, she did pass medical. She hasn't done the science one yet. So it's actually.
No, she just passed the science one right before.
No, that was the engineering. That was engineering. She hasn't taken the science one yet. So
Oh,
technically,
okay.
so technically, her rank is lieutenant, ensign, lieutenant. But it could, but because she got a perfect test, depending on when she takes the test for the captain's exam, she could potentially become captain, ensign, lieutenant.
Fucking stupid. all I can think of is like the old where they had the person like reading their list of fucking, and here is Slayer of the Demons, Conqueror of the Deep.
Yeah, so like it's only weird like that if they're like different ranks and different things, and you're supposed to do like all of the different ranks. So like,
and here is
or
Captain
all the
Lieutenant
different ranks.
Ensign.
Right. So like, but if she gets captain and then passes lieutenant for science, then she would be captain lieutenant. Or what most ships do is whatever department she's working in at that point, that's what you address her as. So sometimes you'd have to address her as captain, and sometimes you'd have to address her as lieutenant.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call her captain. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, technically she would be a captain, but because of that, her official title is currently lieutenant, ensign, lieutenant. But everyone will call her lieutenant. But it's like technically, right now you're captain because they just forced you into captain in navigation as well when you became ship captain. But if you pass your commanding, your like the commander test for being captain of the ship, you would be commander as captain, but as a pilot navigator you would be a captain, so you'd be commander captain. And even though you're a commander, they'll still call you captain. Probably. Because you're captain of the ship, but you'd be a commander.
Oh god.
It can be fun in the Universal Space Union. It gets really interesting whenever you find the tryhards that have like spec'd into every field, so you get like a
Quirk.
commander, lieutenant,
Quirk.
ensign,
Oh,
captain.
you did say Quirk. Yeah. Never mind. I did not see the U.
It gets interesting whenever you have like an admiral, commander, lieutenant, ensign, captain in different categories because they want to try hard and everything.
Jesus fuck. Notice that I'm a little bit quiet.
Captain is actually quad spec, but his is still just admiral. So that means
because
he's admiral in all
admiral in fucking everything.
Yeah, he's an admiral in 4 different specs.
Jesus fuck.
In it's security, piloting, navigation, and communication. But he's an admiral in.
Good lord.
Yeah. And then also, of course, he carries the title of admiral because he's the chairman admiral. So he's actually technically, his official title is chairman admiral. Just like Laura's official rank is lieutenant, but she's not ranked lieutenant in all of her specialties. It's weird.
It is.
You generally carry the title of your highest specialty, but
yes. So, yeah, it's around 11 a.m.
You could be the fastest person to go from ensign to captain, though, in years, like decades, even.
What the hell do I want to do? Because I like have 3 hours to kill.
You got 2 hours to kill. Well, it's 10 a.m. The last surgery is expected. Yeah, you got 4 hours until the festivities start.
Ah.
You could ask a certain someone about stuff with another certain someone. That was pointed out last stream. About a certain Lieutenant Price and a certain Council Admiral.
Oh. Yes. I completely forgot about that.
I didn't even it's been weeks since I wrote down those names, and I didn't realize it until Thursday.
And so the question is, Where was Price? Where's Jackson Price? Where is he stationed at?
Currently, he's just kind of patrolling, but he's on your floor.
On my floor?
He's on the main floor with the bridge.
Okay.
Medical. He's on the huge Reg floor.
Okay. I want to flag down Jackson Price real quick.
Yes, Captain. What can I do for you?
Hey, I was just looking over everything, and it just made me. It may even be nothing, but are you related to Admiral Price?
Like Council Admiral Price?
Yes.
Kind of.
Kind of.
So I was adopted by her stepdaughter.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay. Okay. I was just.
So that's why I say kind of, because like it's not something where like her daughter adopted me or her son adopted. Well,
you're part of the family.
I'm part of the family.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I was like looking. I'm like Price. Why the shit fuck does that sound familiar? And then like I looked over it like. Because it would have just happened to be up on the monitor in my office or my room, and I was just no fucking I gotta next time I see him. So that's literally that's just it.
Well, behind your desk there is like a hierarchy of power with Cassian, then the other council admirals, and then you, and then it has your bridge crew underneath you.
It's bad enough wasting time without killing it.
Yeah, so she is my adopted step grandmother.
That's all sorts of complicated, but I get it. I understand.
It is. What's interesting is she's the youngest council admiral.
Yeah.
So like no, she's only been in the Union like 15 years longer than me.
And she's a council admiral already? Holy, good for her. That's amazing. I mean,
Price looks around a bit and goes, "I'm also an admiral, you dumbass."
It looks around. I have to save face. Shit for brains.
He goes, fair. But also, I mean, if people were to dig too far, I mean, they would probably find news articles where was promoted to admiral and everything. So, I mean, it's not the best kept secret we have.
No, but we're not going to draw attention to anything.
Oh, no, not at all. We're far too busy for people to be doing that shit.
Yes. But yeah, no, yeah, thanks. I'll let you get about it. It was one of those, I saw the last name thing and was like, yeah, we'll ask.
Yeah. She's the youngest on that council.
Crazy. Okay.
And then Price remembered, he's like, oh yeah, they scrubbed a bunch of those articles.
I mean, understandably so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So yeah, let me know if there's any strings I can pull for you. No, I can't get a meeting with Cassian about the thing, but
I mean, if there's anything that, yeah.
He just kind of says, you stay on my good side, Captain. I'll stay on your good side. I mean,
you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
I'm her favorite adopted grandson. Adopted step-grandson.
Doesn't that mean you're the best and worst at the same time, though, if you're the only?
That implies... I never said I was the only. And he just walks away. He just walks away. I never said I was the only. And then walks away.
All right, well then.
And then he turns around and goes, if she had a nickel for everyone, there'd be two. Which isn't a lot, but it's surprising that it happened more than that. And no, I don't have any siblings. And he walks away.
That we know of. Dun dun dun.
I mean, you're assuming he's done family tree shit.
I mean, you would hope.
But he doesn't have adopted siblings. No, like he was saying, I don't have adopted siblings either, which means she has other grandchildren.
Hey,
Yeah, adopted step grandchildren at that.
boo. What are you booing? Smata. Boo Sibs.
Boo Sibs. Other adopted step grandchildren.
Oh, God.
Hey, that was good. That was a good use of that.
I want to go to since I have a couple of hours to kill, I want to work on my portaling ability.
Your portaling ability? Okay.
That's not something that has happened, so might as well use the sub VTF because I can.
Yeah. Tiny Reg personally writes a program for you quickly for this. It's kind of a test environment where you can just say whatever and Tiny Reg will put it in.
Yeah. No, I just want what I want to do is I want a projectile or an object, be it like a baseball or a softball, coming at me, and
Hit you in the face.
And what
I'm kidding, asshole, die out.
And that's I'm holding die as well. And what I want to have,
That's the one that matters.
Yes, but I still have to roll for myself, so I don't want to,
Where's your dice cam, motherfucker?
I had to put it away because I cleaned my desk off. My desk is nice and clean because I'm in the process of tearing all this shit over here down. Make it a steel ball bearing. No, I want it to be something a little larger.
Steel ball bearing.
No.
Yeah, a steel ball bearing that's the size of a softball. Coming out of a pitching machine.
Oh my God.
Coming out of a pitching machine.
Coming out of a pitching machine at 63 miles an hour. That doesn't matter what the hell it is. 63 miles an hour. So it's not coming at me at like the speed of fucking light. So I have no chance to do anything with it. But what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to practice the ability of creating multiple portals. Hey, Tammy's, welcome.
Quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my thing is I want to be able to create a portal and then subsequently have another portal and use basically practicing targeting. So using a moving object to hit a target. So basically 300 or 100 yards away, I want a 20-yard wide basically dartboard. And then I'm trying to think of the math off the top of my head. It's 20 yards. And then basically sequential rings to a dead center.
Yeah, I got you. So he gets that loaded up. And he says, all right, ready when you are. So go ahead and make your roll, Bones. I've already made mine.
Hold on. Also, I want the target to change every time, like location. I don't want it to be the same place every time because that's not how combat works.
Right.
Okay. I rolled an 18.
Roll again.
16. All
right. So, a wrench comes hurling at you at 63 miles an hour.
A wrench?
A wrench. You successfully portal it, and it hits not the bullseye, but the ring right outside the bullseye.
Okay. I mean,
20 points.
20 points. That forces both to reroll the dice. Fine.
Oh, please, yes.
Fuck.
What'd you roll?
4.
Okay, so the wrench hits you in the fucking face instead.
Ouch. Why did I say 63 miles an hour?
Would you say anything to the little wrench about that?
Hey, okay. Little tiny Reg. What the fuck, child? What the fuck? Best points I ever spent.
Well, to quote one of my favorite movies, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
This exercise isn't about dodging stuff.
You said you wanted an object hurled at you. And then you said you didn't care what it was.
Nice.
Nice.
Glad you're doing good. Here. Yes. So we can lull you to sleep with our voices.
My mic's too far away to ASMR it.
Okay, so can we... Hey, Natsu! Welcome, bud.
Hey, Natsu. You're doing well. Doing well. You just missed Bones getting hit in the face with
whacked in the face with a fucking wrench at 63 miles an hour. Okay, fine. Tiny Reg, can we make it a consistent shape, like, I don't know, a ball of some sort? And
I could make it a wrench every time.
You make it a ball? That's... I want consistent flying here. We're practicing my ability to aim, not my ability to dodge.
I mean,
we can
if it's not flying accurately because it's a wrench, then that'll improve your targeting skills. Now, won't it, Captain?
No, actually. First, I have to get the process down, then you add complexity.
Yeah, you got... Fine, I'll throw a fucking ball at you.
Okay, and let's bring that down to 45.
Fine.
Thank you.
All right, roll.
13.
A golf ball hits you in the chest.
The fuck? Thank God I have a metal chest, because Jesus fuck, that would hurt. Oh my God.
He said a ball, you didn't say what kind of ball.
I also said be consistent about your fucking... Hey Guardian, welcome.
Hey, it's a golf ball.
Yeah, but I also wanted to be consistent about... I guess I should have stipulated. My bad. So, okay.
You said a ball.
And I said a ball. Cool. A ball. Dead mass, center of the chest. Nowhere else. No oddball, random flying shit.
And a golf ball is a ball, Captain.
And I also said softball size
object. You did not say softball. You said a ball.
I initially said a softball when you decided to throw a wrench.
You said, you know what? I don't care. Just have it fly at me.
You're enjoying this, are you not?
I am enjoying your lack of specific instructions or rewriting your specific instructions. Yes, I am enjoying pelting you with random objects.
Okay, fine. So, Tiny Reg... I want you to throw yourself.
He comes flying at you, just the hologram goes through you. That's how'd that fucking work out for you.
That's great. You got to fly across the room. It was funny. Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to leave my pod, so we don't want another Alamar situation, so...
Yeah, I mean, you could have just digitized the body and we could have into the corner.
Well, you know what? I'm a hologram currently, so you got a hologram flying at you.
But no, seriously, I want to have a softball-sized object that's a ball thrown at my chest, so I can create a portal to use it to go at the target that you made 100 yards away.
Okay, fine. A softball-sized ball will come at you at 45 miles an hour towards the dead center of your chest.
Wait, and I just rolled a 10.
A softball-sized lead golf ball hits you dead center of your chest.
I'm dead. And at this point in time, he fucked up.
You get knocked on your fucking ass.
It just oh, just get up and there's like a dimple in my chest. Donk.
You can hear mechanical whirring as your chest like scrapes itself.
No, the ball did not go. I mean, ooh, no. That's
He's got some like tungsten fiber nanotube weaving.
it just thunk. There's just a sunken in.
It dented the ball because it's lead. Lead's super soft.
Tiny, huge Reg and packed card are gonna kill me.
Why do you say that?
Well, because how this shit's gonna have to be repaired.
It is. It is gonna have to be repaired because your chest doesn't look quite right. You've got like a lump in it.
Oh, fine. Pull another.
What'd you roll?
7.
Okay, cool. So you redirect it and you hit it in the 30 spot.
Okay. Getting somewhere. All right.
How long are you keeping this up? Because I was really just rolling until you passed.
Well, so I've gotten one down. I want to add another degree of difficulty here. So I'm going to I mean,
the asshole died.
I understand this. So I want target moving to the left while I will be running right. I will be at a full sprint at my 125% movement speed.
Yep.
And I want to simulate gunfire.
Stimulate gunfire. So you don't want the softballs anymore.
No, I want something smaller, rubber bullets.
Well, we don't use bullets anymore, but I can use taser laser bolts.
That works. And no,
Cool.
you can simulate rubber. You can make rubber bullets.
Yeah, but rubber bullets aren't being used anymore.
That's great, but that doesn't matter. It's a
Fine. I'll use rubber bullets.
and basically same thing.
What'd you roll?
Nat 20.
Damn it.
Yes.
Damn it, I rolled a 19.
Oh,
You get
shit.
You get them in the 30 spots.
Nice. Okay.
These are 40 mil grenade rubber bullets flying at you at a top 200
Horse's bones to
miles an
reroll the
hour?
dice. Too bad. Nope.
Yes. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. You've been
Damn.
forced to reroll the dice. What'd you roll?
13.
Well, versus my 19. You get pelted with a bunch of rubber 40 millimeter grenade rubber bullets that are flying at the speed of like normal arms.
Thankfully, I won't bruise. Fuck
That skin
you,
can
Smut.
bruise. That artificial skin can bruise.
Okay, fine. Well, I guess I'm just pelted in fucking bruises.
Smutta, I love you. You're the best. Best 2 uses of reroll that we've seen yet.
It's the only 2 uses of reroll we've seen
No, there's
yet.
been some other ones.
There've been other
He's
ones
got me
where
to pass.
I guess that's true. Oh, we introduced the reroll when I made my cock. That's right.
Yep.
It's true. Because yeah, I went from a 4-inch cock to a 12-inch cock.
Yup.
Oh god.
Which counts as a pass in my book.
I mean, yeah. It's like, okay, fine, fucking you win, ass hat. We're done.
Anyways, how long are you going to be doing your training?
I'm done now. I think we've killed about an hour.
You've killed like 10 minutes.
Oh.
How long do you want to do this?
An hour.
Like, give me a time. An hour? Okay, roll your die. What'd you get? You learned very well how to quickly recover from rubber bullets hitting you while in combat, but that's about all you learned. You had the potential to learn a new ability, but you didn't.
I can't force myself to re-roll the dice. I just re-rolled again.
You had the potential to learn a new ability, but instead you learned the ability to quickly recover specifically from rubber bullets the size of 40mm grenade.
I just re-rolled 5 times. I rolled 4 1s and a 5.
All of them would have had the same result. Because I rolled a 10. You would have had to beat a 10.
God, fuck you, Smada.
Anyways, an hour passes, so it's about 11 o'clock. You should probably get some paperwork done.
Yeah, and go back to my desk. Go back to my quarters and go sit at my desk and do some paperwork while I...
You get an email from Council Admiral Price.
Okay, what does I open said email? What does it say?
It says, "Dear Captain Quirk, upon reviews from external sources, we have decided to give you a bit more of a test. In 1 month's time, you will be eligible to take your commander's test. Should you pass, you will get that rank, but should you fail, you will have to wait until the normal allotted time for commander's test, which would be in 2.5 years from now."
Okay.
So you have a month to study.
So, since I have fuck paperwork...
You do still have reports that you have to finish by the end of the day, just because they're festivities.
Yeah. I can do those. I can. So I have 3 hours left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a half hour to finish the paperwork.
Just power through it.
Yep. And
did you roll? I saw you roll.
17.
Okay, cool. You submit great reports and everything like that. They're to a very high standard somehow, even though you were rushing.
Thinking on the fly, bitch.
I rolled a 3, so...
Oh, shit.
So 3 would have been, holy shit, these are dong water, but I guess they're accurate. Anything below would have been like, oh my god, you need to redo these. And then anything above was going to be slightly, more acceptable. 17. They're really good reports.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so...
Drink something, okay. I've been drinking stuff the whole time. I'm almost through this 32-ounce bottle already.
Sold. So yeah, as far as admiral training or admiral test is concerned...
Nope. Commander's test.
Commander's test. Sorry, Commander.
You are nowhere near Admiral, man.
Shut up. Sorry, misspoke. My bad. What, Mr. DM, what do I need to familiarize myself with?
There are specific study guides and things like that that include advanced tactics, crew relations, managing your bridge crew, things like that. Stuff you probably should know how to do, but on a more expansive level, because it also goes into how to operate multi-crew or multi-ships.
Mm-hmm.
crewing, how to guide a fleet, stuff like that.
So
You're not going to be doing any of that, so it's kind of like intro to fleet
yes.
logistics, stuff like that.
So I feel like I have a fairly decent concept of bridge crew and how to manage the crew of of this vessel.
Of that vessel.
Yes.
Your vessel isn't normal, but this is also taking into account if you're having to command multiple ships at the same time.
Correct.
So that's where it gets into it.
I would probably think that my time best spent studying would be in fleet mechanics, since everything else I could.
There is like a actual study guide for each segment of the test.
Yeah.
That gets you like, okay, here's how you'll do this, and this.
Yes.
They recommend that you read through those before trying to do any kind of like simulation training.
Okay. So
because there are simulations, just not sub VTF simulations.
Yeah.
It's like Star Trek Bridge Crew VR, but like the window of the bridge just kind of changes.
So yeah, I'm gonna go take how long is the study guide?
You're not gonna get through the whole study. Like there's several study guides.
No, explicitly for fleet mechanics. No, fleet mechanics. Yes.
Fleet mechanics. I mean that one's probably the biggest one. If you spend until about 1, whenever people are going to start preparing for festivities and things like that, and around the time you'll be able to, talk to, Palmer and Minkle, and Lara, you'll be like an 1/8 of the way through it.
An 1/8 of the way through it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna hunker down and I'm gonna dedicate that time to that. And
make a roll for me for retention.
16.
Okay, cool. You're retaining a lot of the knowledge. It's not perfect, but you're getting a pretty good grasp of it.
Okay. I came here to ignore schoolwork. Well, you should do both.
I'm also ignoring schoolwork until after the stream, so. But I also only have 3 assignments and to finish tonight.
It's 1, so and assuming I just got a notification that
they're both in.
Yeah.
Lara's recovery is significantly more tedious than Palmer's.
Yes.
Prices, just because of the severity of things.
Yes.
They're doing some special things with Lara's actually.
So yeah, I still want to go in and go check and see is Laura awake?
Yes, Lara is awake. She's currently being fitted for prosthetic limbs that will interface similar to the mech suit, but that will also allow her to actually interface with a normal mech suit.
And
so that specification isn't having to change. Without the mech suit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Laura, glad to see you're up and awake. How are you feeling post surgery?
She goes, well, sore. They've got me on some very mild, well, as mild of pain medication as I could convince them. Which is still pretty strong.
Okay, I mean, yes.
They did give me stuff that does not interfere with alcohol, so if I choose to drink at this party, I can.
Okay. No, and I mean, so I take that, are you gonna make an appearance, or you still haven't decided?
I'll make a deal with you, Captain.
Okay.
I will make an appearance at this party on the condition that as soon as you finish, you meet me in engineering. I've got some fun stuff I want to test.
Sure. Okay.
And then Huge Reg looks at her and goes, "You're still in recovery." And she goes, "I won't be stressing myself." He goes, "Baxter will accompany you."
Well, and compounding that, Huge Reg, she'll be sitting in a wheelchair. She is not moving of her own volition. I'm able-bodied and can move for what she's wanting.
Lara says, "Fine, I'll be in a wheelchair in the engineering bay." And she says, "But I am walking into that party. I've got these prosthetic legs, and I have not walked in almost a year.
No,
I am walking my ass into that party.
I don't blame you. I'm only talking about meeting after.
I will agree to that. You see, her limbs are different than yours, whereas yours are very mechanical and stuff like that. Hers are very sleek, carbon fiber-esque. They're definitely not built the same as yours. Like, in terms of durability and like sheer shock, hers are more built towards like handling electricity specifically.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know, maybe you were launching mods for the first time, you just want to make sure, or you had something crash.
Fair.
That's why I don't know, why are you launching it in safe mode? But yeah, no, and seeing that the design of said limbs and everything, prosthetics, extenuate her body.
Yes, they do match her body and stuff like that. Like, Hugh Dredge does say we've decided to delay Palmer and Laura going into their initial mech suit integration until after the festivities, because once they do that initial integration, they'll be out for 2 weeks. No ifs, ands, or buts.
I can understand that. I tried to stall them, damn it. Tried.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, it is what it is. I can't. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop stream for ads.
This is true.
This
would be stopping a lot.
Yeah, this is how we make revenue. So, apologies, but yeah.
You can catch up on YouTube when Bones eventually uploads the VOD.
Oh yeah, that's true. The VOD will not have the ads. Timestamp yourself at 49 minutes into this. Remember it. Write it on a post-it note. Tattoo it on your forehead backwards. Whatever you need to do. Once this gets uploaded to YouTube.
In 9 years.
Actually, I kind of want to look into the integration of automatically uploading to YouTube, but that'd be nice. Anyway, I digress. Moving on.
Back into this. So Laura says, now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go to my quarters and get myself an outfit fit for a party.
You have fun with that. And just...
By the way, it's not a formal party. It's a very casual party.
Understandably so. It's a celebratory thing. It's not like a gala event.
Right. So she goes to her quarters for the first time in like a year. And then Hugh Dredge says, Captain, I'm also going to get you ready because I do not currently have any clothes in my size. I recommend you do the same.
Absolutely. First, I am going to go check on Palmer. See how he is doing.
Palmer's still a little groggy. His mind is not as clear as Laura's. But Palmer goes, hey, Captain, I'm neck's a bit sore. What? Feeling good.
Awesome. Are you gonna be able to make it to the festivities, or are you gonna relax and take it easy?
I'll make it, but I'll probably be sitting most of the time.
That's okay. It's all about just celebrating the life of Laura and Hugh Dredge. So I'll leave you to it. I guess look smart, do what you want to do, and I'll see you in about an hour.
Sounds good, Captain.
So quick
mech suits.
Yeah, mech suits. So basically what they just went through is there's an installation of a chip in the back of the neck, or I guess they would be exoskeletons. A little chip that interfaces with an exoskeleton that they can step into, which would give them quote unquote powers, basically augmented strength and everything, since I have special powers. Since
500, where's the fucking note there? Since 574 people on the ship do have powers from what happened in episode 1 a dick year ago.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was only a 45-minute segment too.
Yeah.
God. So, man, we're getting so much more lore and like filler in each episode now. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's
Actually able to build the story
learning.
more.
Well, that and it's learning. Because before it was very boom, 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 because we only had 45 minutes.
Yeah. But now it's like actually learning, building out the world and things like that.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
So
Terrible DM, first time playing some sort of
I make up the rules as I go. Welcome to Cosmo Voyage, where the
This is not whose line is it anyway. No.
Where everything's made up and the dice rolls do matter.
Dude, you know what? That's it. That's the slogan for Cosmo Voyage, where everything is made up and the dice roll and the rolls do matter.
Cool. I'll get that made into a mug for the merch store.
Yes. But yeah. So then I go back to my quarters, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need clothes.
So you do actually have a ship tailor, kind of. She's part of the communications crew, but before she joined the Space Union, she was a fashion designer.
Okay.
And so she does assist with things like that. So she's actually like sitting in your office waiting for you. Which your office is connected to your quarters.
Yeah.
So like you walk into your quarters, you peek in the office and you see her sitting there.
So what's her name?
Fuck. Hold on.
What is your name? Adding in a character. So this is a good segue. While he's doing this, there is a rewards point to be able to interject your own Cosmo Voyage character
onto the roster.
It is 12,500 points, or you can join the Discord and
submit them for free. And if we like them, we'll integrate them.
Yes, Smartabot Discord, because eventually that'll also work too. But there is a literal a actual things. Yes.
Words?
Yes. Discord invite. Bam. There is Cosmo Voyage character sheet. It's basically a place for you to create your own Cosmo Voyage character. There is only one submission per member of the Discord, and you must include everything about the character.
What system, like what their specialty is, their rank, and their name is specifically what we need.
But yeah, but anything, but also too anything you want to backstory, interject, stuff of that nature. Yeah. Anything that you want to generalize yourself, if you want it to be you, whatever the case may be.
And here's the difference between the Discord submissions and the channel rewards points. The channel rewards points is specifically name and specialty, and that will be 100% implemented into the roster. Just the name and specialty. If you do it on the Discord and we decide to adopt it, we'll adopt that entire character.
Yes.
So that's the difference between the two.
The Discord one is we get to choose based on it. The rewards point is a direct integration, guaranteed that character will be part of the story going forward. Now they may
just
die.
With name and specialty. Just with name and specialty. No backstories in the submission.
Because that's too much to ask for you to try and type up and everything on. Yeah. Especially because they're probably going to get thrown in the episode, and it's going to be made up as we go. Because as you know, everything is made up and the roles do matter.
Yes. Now, if you submit a thing like that and then you put it into the Discord, we will integrate that. We just don't know when we'll integrate that into story.
Yep. And
that is a limited time thing. And don't include powers or anything like that, because I have to sort through all that, and that's some weird numbers.
So. Yep. And isn't that the true meaning of Christmas?
It is. So going forward, Captain Sarah Morshell, Mooreshell.
Did you
Captain Sarah
update?
Morshell.
Did you update pinned stuff or no?
No,
Okay.
I mean I can just.
Yeah, just wanting to. We probably should open up like a OneNote or something, or like a.
I could do that. A Google Docs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get all that sometime this
Yeah,
weekend.
it's not about.
While I'm in South Carolina and my brother and sister-in-law are sleeping and I'm
Yep.
still awake, I'll try and get a master roster going.
Open, walk into my quarters and say, "Oh, Sarah, pleasure. Just the person I wanted to see. What do I owe the pleasure?"
Well, Captain, I mean no offense when I say this, but your fashion sense is shit.
Yeah, I concentrate on everything other than fashion because I don't give two shakes of a stick. So that's what we have you.
Oh, I am a comms officer, but she would be on bridge crew, but she actually personally just requested not to be put on bridge crew, so she's not actually the first officer because she chose not to be first officer of comms.
Okay, what's her secondary?
No, she's just comms. She's a fashion designer. Like that's why she didn't want to, because she's a fashion. She loves fashion design.
Okay.
So when they were like, "What are you going to specialize?" Comms. What else? Just comms. They're like, "Why?" Well, fashion is a form of communication. It's your first impression before you even open your mouth. And they're like, "Good enough."
Sold.
Can't argue with that. She says, "You need something that shows status without being formal, staying casual, and also highlights, your connectivity to the crew."
Okay.
So I've got some mock-ups. Since this is going to be very casual, we've got a couple different things. Basically, modern version of jeans, and then it's a hoodie with like the Space Union crest on it, and then it's silver threaded, like silver accent threads stitching, because as you know in the military it goes gold then silver. Which you look at that and wait a minute, captain is gold, commander is silver.
Okay, yeah, so that would have to be fixed.
She says, "Oh, well, because this isn't an official ranking thing, that's just something I figured, if you wanted to, it could highlight that you're about to study for your commander's exam." And you're just like, how the fuck?
Sure, but I don't want to overstep my bounds. Do I have faith that I'll pass? Sure. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse.
She's like saying it at the same time. She goes, "Got it, understood." So she like tweaks some stuff on the design. Like she's using like hologram touch stuff. So she changes it to gold. She goes, "You could do that, but that will give you kind of like a militaristic look in a casual sense because it is still pulling your rank into it." That's option one. Option two is it's more of like, it's a little bit more formal. It's like khakis, and then it's like 3/4 length shirt. Remember the one that I wore up in Iowa?
Yep.
3/4 length. It's kind of like that. It's got the sleeves of pilot color, so it's literally just the piloting color, but no branding or anything like that on it. No Space Union branding. So like that's option two. Those are your two options. And there is still gold stitching a little bit, but like very little.
Probably gonna have to go with option one, just because I am captain of the ship, and I do not that I hold myself in higher regard than the rest of my crew. I need to be seen differently than the rest of the crew, if that makes sense.
Understood. I'll get it fabricated. It'll be in your closet in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
May as well get a shower, brush your hair, whatever you do.
Shit, shower,
And
and
then
shave. Will do.
then she just kind of goes about her way.
What's she look like?
She's she's tall and slender. She does wear glasses, not like mine. They're like a little bit more rounded with like the weird kind of point thing that
Mm-hmm.
typical fashion designer glasses. They are gold rimmed because again, she is also a captain. And then she has about shoulder length brunette hair. You can tell that it would have been longer, but there are some Space Union codes
That she has to adhere to. Yes.
Yeah, and she doesn't like tying her hair up, so that's just something she doesn't like tying her hair up, so she just cut it. But she looks incredibly stylish for having to fit those codes.
I mean, fashion designer, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, need to shit, shower, and shave, so go ahead and take the few minutes to do that.
You do it all at the same time?
I mean,
You said a few minutes. I know how long it takes you to shit, bud.
but that's not me. This is
Oh, that's true. Does Foggy, or not Foggy, does Quirk get plenty of fiber?
yes.
Okay.
Well, you got to remember, all these digital synthesized meals, they're nutritionally perfect.
This is true.
Ah.
This is true. So yeah, you take care of all that. It's about time to start gathering. So like people are going to be gathering before the festivities start.
Yes.
You go in there. There's like a huge banner like on the wall that you actually know that Morshell wrote up this thing because communications is their specialty, and it says honoring Captain Reginald. I don't even remember his last name. Does he even have a last name?
I think he does. We don't have
No, it's just Huge Reg is all I have.
Reginald.
It's got to be something French.
No, because we already have French. Pact card.
No, he is French.
Oh.
No, he's French, but he had a Russian accent, remember?
Yeah, foreign accent syndrome.
Because I couldn't keep up with a French accent. I need something Dubois.
Yeah. But it needs to be D-U apostrophe capital B O-I-S.
No. Yeah. Where's the apostrophe at?
After the U.
And then B-O-I-S.
Yep. Capital B.
Yeah.
Pinky out for this shit, bitch. Pinky out.
So, honoring the life and recovery of Captain Reginald Dubois, and then it says Lieutenant Ensign Lieutenant Laura Minkle. And then it has this whole thing, like this big long paragraph of like, throughout all of our struggles, there are two people that have sacrificed a bit more than expected and throughout the Call of Duty, blah, 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 blah. Just a whole big spiel.
Of PR.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, lots of people are gathering around. There's like a little food. It's weird. Like the tables aren't there how they normally were. They're set out a bit different. So there's not like the big captain's horseshoe, the bridge horseshoe. Instead, up there where the horseshoe was, there's a couple of different like almost like buffet style stuff with like like getting normal like party foods, like chips and dip, little smokies, cocktail shrimp, blah blah blah,
bacon wrapped little smokies and some fucking barbecue sauce. Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Yep. A little bit of everything. There's cheese balls.
Is rising.
Cheese balls. There's like desserts stuff. There's like a fondue fountain and a chocolate fountain. like cheese fondue, chocolate fondue,
Hmm.
all that stuff. Like there's the works. And most people are, in like jeans, t-shirts, hoodies, whatnot. Again, casual, comfortable.
Okay.
There is a little bit of a stage with like a couch and a chair, and then like another chair for like you to sit in. So like there is that thing where like a spot where you'll be able to speak and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because that's coming. I already know I'm gonna have to give some sort of fucking speech.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I know.
But it's about 20 minutes before official festivities start. Your speech is until like 30 minutes in, so you can go get food, mingle with people, whatnot.
Yeah. Let's put your just mingling about, and I walk up to a group of people of 4 people, and I don't know who any of these people are.
Yep.
So, Mr. DM,
Yeah.
what are their names and what are their professions? Or what is their primary? Where do they work and what do they do? And what are their ranks?
So the first person is Ensign Perry England with an I.
England with an I. Okay.
England with an I. Ingland. He is in engineering.
Okay.
Then there is Lieutenant William Malloy. He is actually he's a pilot in training.
Okay.
So he's kind of your new, like he's learning from you because he's going to be in like a fighter craft and things like that. So he's pilot in training, but he is also in communications.
Okay.
Then you have Ensign John Spores. He's in medical. And then you have Captain Brian Lynx.
Ryan, not Brian.
Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan. Ryan
Okay.
Lynx.
Okay.
With an X.
Just sidebar here. I fucking love doing this to him, by the way.
I know. And he is actually the comms first officer.
Okay.
So you're familiar with him because like you see him on the bridge, but for whatever reason you haven't talked to him much.
Okay. I'll wait for you to send that in Discord so I can pen it. You. Good evening, guys. How are we doing tonight?
John Spore says, hello, Captain. Good to see you. We were actually just talking about different things that that we kind of find to be a little bit, everybody in every job, they have something that they're just like, man, I really don't like this.
Okay.
And so we're just kind of discussing those things.
Okay. And I mean, William Malloy here. I know I kind of know you and, Ryan. I've met you a couple of times, so pleasure to meet you. But John, I've never actually had the pleasure of speaking with you, and Perry never had the pleasure of speaking with you as well.
Perry goes, hey, Captain, it's nice to actually talk to you one-on-one some. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about how, like, my least favorite thing to do is having to crawl through the vents and actually find the leaks and do repairs like that. He goes, since I'm an ensign, the crew I'm mostly with is the repair crew, and I don't like crawling through the vents.
I mean, that's understandable. I mean, it's a confined space. I can understand that.
He says, which is funny, though, because I love the hands-on stuff and the repair work. That's what I specifically requested, but I don't know. Just crawling through the vents, I could do without it.
What would you do
Which, I
to
mean,
be
they're
able
not vents, they're like access tunnels.
yeah, how would you, so because I know there's no way around it just due to the nature of the beast, but what would you do differently?
He goes, well, it's one of the things that we were also talking about, because none of them are powered, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I was talking about, like, whenever I get my exosuit, one thing that would be really nice is if there was like a cooling apparatus, because it can get hot in those maintenance tunnels. And then if it actually had wheels so that it was more efficient to like moving me towards there, is one of the things that I was talking about.
I mean, we haven't, since it is definitely in its infancy, being able to make iterations and changes to the specific, like your specific job. I mean, that's well within
Which is
reason.
something that you all are going to be doing. Like,
Yeah.
that they're going to be specialty to the person. So,
well, special to the person and to the, like, the comms is going to be different than engineering because the jobs are going to be different.
Because Baxter has all the medical synthesizers and stuff.
Yeah, like where comms isn't going to need that. Engineering isn't going to need that. All of the different jobs, yeah. We initially everything's going to be rolled out the same because we want to make sure it all works. But then making changes to stuff that you're like, ooh, it would be nice to be able to have this because of that. That's awesome. Definitely table that. Make sure, don't forget about it, like write it down and everything else, because that is something that would behoove us to look into, because if it makes your job more efficient, then that's less time you're stuck in there.
And goes, awesome. Yeah. If you'd like, I can type up a full, like, actual, like, report and get it to Sprocket, or get it to you to review and pass along to Sprocket or Pact Card if you'd like.
Yeah, I mean, you could CC both of them in on the email as well. That's perfectly fine too.
Awesome, thank you.
Absolutely. And Incense Wars, I've seen you, but we never really talked. So what about yourself?
I'll tell you, Captain, I don't like surgery. What I really like is I like the post-op care. Because, which I know most people don't enjoy, but I really enjoyed the post-op care.
Okay.
Surgery's not really my thing. Because, I mean, granted, I know surgery is a very important part, and I definitely take pride anytime that I'm assisting with surgery. He goes, but to be frank, it's not the least enjoyable part of it. Not to say I don't enjoy it, but I think the most enjoyable thing to me is the post-op care.
Okay. No, that is...
It's often, he says, it's often underappreciated because, well, I mean, there's still like an email type system. It's not an exact email, but
email is just electronic mail that could be in the form of a message, so it's still an appropriate.
Yeah. And he goes, I feel like it's underappreciated because an infection could set in. There could be so many complications after that. And I feel like it goes underappreciated, and I just really enjoy all the technicalities of it.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they would be kind of like what I was telling, Perry here. Going in, and I mean, I'm sure there's definitely a way to be within your field to be able to specialize in post-op care versus surgery. It's just...
Well, there's currently only 3 surgeons on the ship: Baxter, Reg, and Putrid. Yeah. What's this fucker? I don't remember his name. Cross, yeah.
Jesus.
I'm glad you remember it.
I'm surprised I remembered that off the top. I had to like glance over. It's like, can I see it? No.
I have to scroll up a little bit. My list is so long that I have to scroll quite a bit.
Oh, I mean, that's basically all the left side of my, like, I have Discord maximized on my right monitor, so I can just glance over at everything. So yes. So yeah, no, I like being able to specialize in that and still assisting on surgeries, because you need to keep your skills up, because knock on wood, you never know when you may be needed. But
I understand completely.
But yeah, absolutely, being able to do what you prefer over everything else, because if you're happy, morale's happy, everyone's happy, people do their jobs more efficiently.
And I agree completely.
And then, so I know I know we've already met, William, and we've been talking about all the pilot stuff, but what do you hate?
He goes, honestly, I hate the launch sequence.
What do you mean?
He goes, I feel like a lot of that stuff should be kind of automated. He goes, "Mm, capital ships are automated, the transport ships are automated. Why is it that the fighter ships have a completely manual checklist still?"
Mainly because that's actually a great question, and this is something that I proposed when I was back in flight school. The reason why you have to manually check it is there's more that can go wrong on a smaller ship than can go on a larger ship. Your fighter vessel is not under constant surveillance. Period. It's just not. It's not possible. Like Tiny Reg can see everything, and it's all like everything can be pulled up, but it's pulled up after the fact. So you going through a pre-flight diagnostics check of checking over everything, making sure that it all works, is a safeguard for you just as much as it is for us. Because the last thing we want is an aileron or something failing mid-sequence, and now you can't bank left.
He goes, true, but he goes, I get the why. It's just one of those things. It's like if this whole same checklist can be automated on everything else, why hasn't it been automated on the fighters?
It's solely because if something breaks, on a capital ship, how many redundancies do you think there are?
That's a fair point, I suppose, but engineering's not my strong suit. Another thing I was mentioning to England here was that I feel like there should be some modularity amongst the fighter crafts because one, there's not very many of them, and two, your piloting style on a fighter craft is going to be different than mine because you're going to have a different picture from where you've been in command of the ship,
True.
and things like that. So if you end up in a fighter, your style is going to be different. So I feel like there should be some modularity to where we can kind of tune our specific fighter crafts to us.
I mean, that makes sense. Within reason, of course, but yeah, no, I see no kind of same thing. Write it up in a report and everything and kick it off to, to myself, Packard and Sprocket, and we'll absolutely review it because it has merit. And kind of swinging back to the whole pre-flight checklist thing, I'm sure there's probably a way that we can automate certain parts of it. But there's going to be things that you're going to have to check because it's your ship. And I guess that's also the other thing too. It's your ship.
Right. He goes, and I understand that there are some things that are going to have to be manually done, but things like verifying charge level, verifying input, that can all be done by a computer since these can be piloted remotely.
Sure, but would you rather know if something's faulty before you get out into space?
Because this is true, but also again at the same time, as I'm flight suiting up, the ship could, automatically remote into it, check all the ailerons and things like that, and check the charge level. Like, seriously, the charge level?
I get it. It's something that we can definitely take into advisement. I can just guarantee you that it won't be completely automated. Being able to remote in and verify, I guess my only concern from being a pilot is that if you don't have your eyes on it directly, how can you confirm that it's true? Because a computer screen can be simulated. You may think everything's fine because you're remoting in on it, but in actuality, it may be at a 5% charge where you're seeing it at 100%. And then now all of a sudden, the shit's hit the fan, and you need to go out, and your pre-flight checklist that you've done while you're suiting up says 100%. You hop in, and it's 5% charge, and it won't take off.
He goes, I suppose.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I feel like there are things that can be automated that just haven't been.
absolutely. That is, I can attest to that. I can agree to that. Absolutely. And Captain Ryan.
Captain.
Hey, little angels, welcome.
Hey, little angels. Thanks for joining in.
Yes. And what about you? What is the one thing you don't like about your job there on the bridge?
Because honestly, I really don't like having to send hails to like Admiralty.
What do you
It
mean?
just kind of goes like, well, whenever goes all communications that get sent out to admirals and stuff like that, they get reviewed by me to make sure that they're professional and stuff like that, and that they've got the right classification to them, et cetera, et cetera. Um, goes because that's my clearance is checking things like that, making sure you don't send a report that's dumb. Pardon, not trying to be rude, but that's my job.
Yeah,
is
no,
checking
you're
anything that goes to Admiralty, which since you don't report to a commander or a colonel, you report directly to the council. I have to review everything you send out. He goes, and it's just become kind of mundane to me because it's always going to an admiral, so there's always high stakes to it. So that's probably the part I enjoy the least.
That's understandable, especially if, I guess, how much if you don't know this off the top of your head, that's fine, but how often do you have to change stuff that I say?
Do you want me to answer that?
As your command, as the captain of the ship, yes.
Constantly.
Like what? Okay. Like what? It's one of those, if I can make your job easier, and if it's something all I need to do is tweak words, please, by all means, do let me know. Because if you don't like it, I would like to do what I can to make your job easier.
It goes, so I've noticed with most of your reports, one, the formatting is very weird. So I spend a lot of time formatting things properly. I can send you a formatting template that would make my life easier.
Sure.
But also, and I don't think it's something you're meaning to do or realizing you're doing, but you tend to slip into a bit more informal phrases towards the end of your reports.
Okay. I will thank you for that insight.
I think is just for how you do this, but whenever I'm having to try and retype your words to be your words, but also going from informal to a very formal and bureaucratic formatting, it can get a little tricky sometimes.
Okay. And little angels, we're doing pretty good tonight, though. I totally didn't didn't actually answer your question.
Hey,
sorry.
I answered.
Sorry.
He goes, I kid you not, Captain, a few weeks ago, you put in something, you said, this shit keeps going the wrong way on one of your reports. That was the verbatim you used. This shit keeps going the wrong way.
What would you have me say otherwise?
I mean, what I went with was the efficiency of this particular segment is the inefficiency of this particular segment is causing a God damn it, I've been awake too long. It is causing a disconnect between this department and this department, and that needs to be addressed. Because granted, you got it fixed, but saying this shit's going wrong is not the right way to word that.
Noted, sir. Noted. I will try and pay more attention to that.
He says, I will go ahead and I will send you a copy of your original report versus one of my revised reports tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, I mean, it was nice meeting all four of you properly here. I'm gonna go mingle with a couple other people. Just, I mean, as always, feel free to approach me with anything you have. More than happy to talk to you about it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Captain.
My pleasure. And then, so I meander around and see a couple of people just kind of chilling, talking, and I approach them, and there's two more people that I don't know.
Cool. You've got Ensign Bradley Fisher, and you've got Lieutenant um, Jane. Go. No, not actually. Jane Dotery.
Okay. And what are their their primaries?
Fisher is actually in the cargo bay.
Okay.
And Jane is actually part of the security.
Okay. And that message?
I'm repasting it because I didn't have the
I saw that
typed yet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, pin it. It's...
And you've not met either of these people before. Fisher is actually powered.
Okay. And I'm assuming Fisher's power is strength because he's in cargo.
Yes.
Okay.
They officially call it body.
Okay. Body. Cool.
Because that's basically... It's basically a diet form of Future Edge. He got super body.
Super body.
Yeah.
Catherine Jane Doe. That's good. Oh man. Hey guys. Don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting either one of you. You are? And I'm pointing to Bradley.
Ensign Bradley Fisher of Cargo. I am one of your powered beings, so I did serve with you on a venture.
Okay.
My ability is body. I don't work out, and you can see he's about the same size as you, but significantly more buff.
So you're like tiny, huge Reg.
Because so basically the ghosts, they do get a more strengthened. They just do get enhancements to it. It's like every single one of them gets a diet version of body, as we like to say. Huge Reg was a bodybuilder, so it affected him differently.
Okay.
He built different.
I mean, the man's like 11,000 pounds. You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong.
True. If he had been a copy of me before the event and got his ghost, I would be stronger than him by about 75%.
Oh snap!
But
okay.
he would be. But if there was another copy that was you, that was a normal person, the body would still be about 25 to 40% stronger.
Okay.
So that's kind of how it scales. So body is like 40% improvement. Or sorry, the body aspect of Ghost is about a 40% improvement, and then actual body over that is anywhere between 75 to 150% improvement over that.
And then just Huge Reg is just, well, he compounds over himself.
Correct. And he goes, and if I were to work out, I could buff up real quick. He goes, but I don't need to. So I don't.
Awesome. And you are, dear?
My name is Lieutenant Jane Dotery. I'm part of the security team.
Oh, okay. So you work with oh, their names. My mind just took a dive.
Skillman and
yeah.
Smith.
Kilman, Price, and yeah.
Yes. They've been great. I do work alongside them. I'm actually part of the. She goes, I'm waiting to take my captain's exam to become second in command of security, but I'm actually part of the scheduling team. So like scheduling patrols and things like that.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, that's, I mean, how have you guys liked being on, well, Quirk's Prestige so far? I mean, I understand Bradley, you served basically on every vessel so far, and I'm glad that you are here with us today because you survived the Oshov.
Yes. Because yeah, so I was there with the which I mean everyone on the ship survived the oath shove pretty much. They were all part of the
Oh,
hurt.
yeah, that's right. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. You're right.
He was part of the venture.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
original.
the original.
OG.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, it's interesting. Your command style is very different from Foggia's, which is both a good and a bad thing.
What? Just because playing devil's advocate and wanting to know what do you feel is bad about it?
I feel the only bad thing about it is, well, it's kind of the same thing. It's both a pro and a con. There's not the same cut and dry, checks and balances. So it's not like we're not as held as responsible quite as much as we were under Foggy, but at the same time, it shows that you trust us. So it in turn makes us work a little bit more efficiently. I would say because it's one of those things where like we know what we need to do and we know what the best order of things we need to do is versus what the captain determines is the best order to do things. So it's a pro and a con.
I can understand that because yeah, part of the way that I think it. I mean, as you've heard from as I've said, is I can't do your job. I probably could to a degree. I could BS my way through it, but I won't know the nuances of everything that you guys do about your specific roles that you play on this ship. And who am I to come in and say you shouldn't do it that way when I don't know from any which way but Sunday of the proper way to get it done?
Exactly.
That's not a fair shake on your end, and it could lead to some sort of animosity between me and the crew because of seeming like that I know everything about what's going on.
Well, it's like this. The Foggy used to give us specific lists, like if I had to take materials to a certain department for refitting, he would give a specific order that he wanted them in, and sometimes that order would halt the refitting until I could bring said materials there, which before all this happened, took me longer. It's not as big of a deal now, but it's one of those things like, and no offense, Captain, but I know that none of your primary or secondary, and I know you don't have a tertiary, but well, your tertiary is technically communications, but regardless, I know that none of that is logistics, which is kind of cargo logistics go hand in hand. So, no offense, Captain, I would not trust your logistics knowledge as much as my own.
That's why I trust the people that are on this ship explicitly, because y'all know what you're doing. I'm trusting the fact that you're not going to blow the ship up.
Right. And he goes, and well, like I'm not a department head or anything, I'm still just an ensign. That's more about, I was originally logistics and then I was kind of moved around a little bit when the body thing happened because they were moving people around towards their specialty. So
since you're not powered,
Fisher is powered.
Thought I was talking to
Dotery?
Yeah.
No, you were talking to Fisher.
Oh, never mind.
Because Fisher was the one that worked on all three.
My bad.
Yeah. Anyone that's not powered did not work with you on the venture.
Because that would be physically impossible for them.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the 574 that are powered, they've been with you on all three ships.
Okay. Now, just out of curiosity, Fisher, what was your primary before you were moved to cargo?
It was still cargo, but my specialization was in logistics, not warehouse management.
Okay.
Because I'm basically a parts packer and cataloging parts now. Whereas before, I was doing a similar thing, but I was doing it on the scale of like logistics. Whereas now I'm like physically taking stuff to shelves.
Because of, well, your body.
Right, the efficiency of it.
Yeah. Would that be something you could still do as far as from the logistics standpoint? While you're physically moving stuff, could you still perform logistics duties?
I mean, technically,
Um,
I would. He goes. I mean, He goes. For that to be a thing, I would have to take my lieutenant's exam, which I technically could do, but you'd have to cross specialize me between both sides.
okay, because it's one of those. I don't want to say we want to take advantage of your skills because of body, but we're taking advantage of your skills because of your body. But
right.
if it would make it, and I kind of want to ask this kind of, I think I might understand, but I want to double check to make sure. I feel like that you would be happier if you could do the logistics side of it as well.
He goes, here's what I think would be the best compromise, because I do understand that it's more efficient for me to be moving things. Logistics, ordering, and stuff like that, fine. I could, I'm fine with not doing that. But if I could help manage logistics of like what parts go in which spaces to try and organize the warehouse better, then I could help with that reorganization. And it would still be classified under the logistics side of things.
Okay.
He goes, and again, I know to be able to do something like that, I have to pass my lieutenant's exam just because of the regulations.
Absolutely. So what I want you to do is on your free time, write it up in a message, kick it out to me. Because when you go to take, or when we go to push the paperwork for you to take your lieutenant's exam, I have to give reason as to why. And I can use, hey, this is what's going on, because it's actually going to increase the efficiency of how everything works from the cargo aspect of it for XYZ stuff. So when the space union sees this and they okay everything, this shines well on you.
Okay, I can do that.
And what about you, Jane? Is there anything that you feel like you would like to kind of look at, or kind of potentially sit down and talk about as far as changes you would make in security? Or do you think it's a pretty well-run ship?
I feel like it's a pretty well-run ship, to be honest. Like I said, I'm more on the patrol scheduling side of things, but I mean, I like it pretty well.
Okay. Well,
I think it's running pretty well. I do think that there are some segments of the ship that need to have something done with them.
Okay. Well, kind of the same thing.
But that's not my side of things. Like on the security side, you know that there are like empty compartments of the ship that just haven't been designated to something yet.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they be for labs, extra hangar base, etc., etc. There's just expansion options ready there on the ship, and right now they're being used as nothing. She goes, I find it. She goes, I understand the reasoning of needing security patrols there. She goes, but it also feels kind of pointless until there's something there. But also, I understand that if we ever get attacked, and potentially boarded, that it's nice to have the security
there. Because if we have known empty areas, like we kind of should patrol them, because if something is awry or doesn't seem right, we need to be able to catch it sooner rather than later. So no, you're not wrong. But kind of the same thing though. If you think of anything, feel free to approach me, of course. Shoot me a message, shoot me an email, and we can absolutely table something and, talk some things out.
Cool. Gladly.
Awesome. Well, I got a speech I got to give here in a few minutes here, and I probably should get my ass up to the stage here. So it was a pleasure talking to both of you.
You see both Laura and Huge Reg at their seats.
Yep.
Up there on stage.
Absolute pleasure talking to the both of you here. I look forward to talking to you guys and hearing from stuff about you later.
Awesome. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, I walk my happy ass up on the stage. And
All right.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Lara and Dredge are both up there. You've caught glimpses of Palmer, but he's kind of like off on his own. He's kind of like, oh man, I'm kind of groggy. I'm gonna be as far away from everything as I can.
Okay. I guess kind of DM wise, is there anything you want me to hit about, or is this just, hey, here's a mic?
Well, you're celebrating the life of them, so I mean, really don't ostracize anyone that maybe deserves credit. Or like forget people, not ostracize, don't forget people that deserve credit in certain areas throughout the hardships that have been going on.
Okay.
The whole crew is there. So keep in mind that if you say certain things, other people might be like, oh, well, I guess shit I did didn't matter. So keep that in mind. You're speaking to about
I'm speaking to
752 people.
There's I'm speaking to
Yeah, I mean,
now 752.
Tiny Reg is watching the ship. Like the whole crew's here.
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to give you a minute?
You give me. I kind of want to
Set a timer for 1:45 seconds. I was nice to you by 45 seconds.
see. I was literally just gonna take a minute, but okay, I'll take the whole time, or at least most of it.
I would recommend you take the whole time. So while he's thinking, I want to take this time to thank all of our viewers. If you haven't been here before, I'm Sibs. I'm the shitty DM. That's Bones. He's the shitty player that's never played before. We're kind of just figuring this out. It's loosely based off of a system that me and my friends made up in high school that was originally diceless and paperless. Really, the only things we have written down are different stats and plot points, character information, stuff like that. But we don't use like traditional stats or anything like that. There are dice rolls occasionally, and that's more for comedic purposes, like when a wrench hits him in the face. This is obviously a parody of Star Trek, hence Cosmo Voyage. And yeah, in the very first episode, there was a cosmic event that the first ship went into, and it caused a lot of the crew to get powers. Things like being able to control electricity. Bones can make portals. Some people have like healing abilities. They can bend metal or fire, make little nanobots, just all kinds of different things. And that was all part of that cosmic event. And it's tied to that person's body, so like Bones' range is shorter because he's missing a lot of his body mass. So yeah, with that, your time is up.
Okay, with that, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
Way to get more time.
What?
I said way to sneak your way into more time.
It wasn't purposed.
So yeah. So we're Spaghetti and Naked. We originally started off as a talk show. Now we're kind of leaning away from that because that is actually our least popular thing that we do now. This started off as a 45-minute segment on the talk show nights, and has expanded to where now this is going to become our main focus, this Cosmo Voyage. We're in our second season, so the end of the first season ended with a giant space battle. I would say go check out the video on YouTube, but that was unfortunately lost in some data loss when Bones had a hard drive die. We've gone through our mid-season special for season 2. Got some things that I might try to explore in season 3. Like I'm going to start looking into an actual system to run it off of, or I might keep it on this. And got some stuff planned where I'm actually going to try and get some logos planned for the Space Union and try and get like a design of the ship made, etc., etc. So yeah.
What about the ship made?
I was just talking about how like we're in the middle of season 2. We just had our mid-season event a few months ago actually.
Okay.
And how I'm gonna like I'm very slowly working on getting a logo for the Universal Space Union made and stuff like that. might try and write up. It all depends on timing because I do work full time and I go to school part time. I might try and write up a thing that's like, hey, are you new? Here's what's happened so far in Cosmo Voyage.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So I stand up in front of everyone and it's like, want to thank everyone coming in today as we celebrate the, well, I guess the survival of Huge Reg and Ensign Minkle here.
Lieutenant Minkle, technically.
Lieutenant Ensign whatever.
Lieutenant Ensign Lieutenant.
Yeah. Look at the banner.
Again, the official title would just be Lieutenant, but on paper it's Lieutenant.
Yeah.
Lieutenant right now. So anyways,
so
sorry, go ahead.
You're good. So, I mean, man, a lot of stuff has happened. And there has all the people involved, with Huge Reg going under, with Pact Card. I mean, like, all of this stemmed back from when what was his name? Jason
Sproles.
Yeah, Jason Sproles, when the atrocity happened with Alamar and the explosion happened with Med Bay. I mean, we thought we lost Laura, and we spent the night basically year and a half on that planet. I mean, Alamar, Pact Card. I mean, yeah, Huge Reg was, I mean, for lack of a way to put it, bud, you were a giant meat wad sitting in cargo bay. And
he goes, you hear him shout, "Huge veg."
You adopted it, that's fine.
And some people laugh at some people like chuckle at him going like that.
And then, so, then there's Lieutenant Cornelius Baxter, who was paramount, and I mean paramount, at sacrificing his time, effort, energy, and sleep of just monitoring and maintaining, well, Huge Reg in his vegetative state. And, then all of a sudden we got off the planet and there was a distress beacon. We found Laura and we were talking about what we could do to try and get Reg to come back up. And in Medbay, while she was in Medbay, she diagnosed an issue with 2 engines, designed another engine, and figured out a way to accelerate Reg's recovery from what we expected 3 months to less than 5 minutes to when he woke up. Like, that's, I mean, straight up, flat out, let's give a round of applause to just them just so far involved. And I mean, that's amazing.
There's
of
some
what they've done
and everything like that.
And we had Kilman, Price, and Smith come in. They were transfers in, and you guys did a phenomenal job at welcoming them into part of, I mean, for honestly, our family, for all intents and purposes. I mean, we care about one another. We're all in this together. There's really not much else you can do about that. And I mean, then when Baxter was so engrossed into Tiny Reg or Huge Reg, you had Lieutenant Percy Cross really stepping up his game and just taking care of everyone and being a major player and making sure that everyone was taken care of. And, with Palmer here, and I see that Palmer's been a little under the weather. He's sitting over there and he just got his mech suits up, and everything. So don't bar any ill will towards him if he feels a little under the weather. I mean, he just got out of, it's now 3:20. He just got out of surgery 2 hours ago, basically. I mean, that's amazing. And Kendra O'Leary willing to give up her spot for Kilman, or not for Kilman, for Laura. I mean, that's amazing. That was really, the song really just screwed with me there. Wow.
Take your time.
And it's just been it's been super amazing to sit here and just see everyone interact and just really thrive upon one another. Because I mean, just been talking with a couple of people today, you know, Ensign Bradley Fisher and Jane Dotery,
Yeah, Dodo.
got Perry, William, John, and Ryan there that I spoke to, just hearing about like some feedback from everything on the ship and everything. I know this is about huge, celebrating the, I will take all the time I want, damn it. I know this is about celebrating the life, the rejuvenated lives of the rejuvenated lives of huge Reg and Laura, but I mean, we really wouldn't be here today without Sprocket and Commander Packard just coming through. And I know we got off that planet by the skin of our goddamn teeth, but I mean, without all of you, we wouldn't be here today. And it just, not only do I want to, I'm happy that they're alive, these two are alive and well. I'm happy that everyone is alive and well, because this could have gone so much worse.
All right, you get a bunch of applause and cheers. Very well received speech there. There's still about an hour or two left of festivities. Do you want to kind of just skip forward, or?
So no, I want to go back down. I say thank you, and I walk down the stage, and I'm gonna walk over, and I want to ask. I want to go see how. Oh my God, Discord! Why are you being a pain in the rear? I want to go check in on how Palmer's doing, because I know he was just sitting over in the corner.
Yeah, Palmer's just kind of sitting there, like taking some drinks of water, eating like crackers and stuff like that, and goes, "Oh, hey, Captain, great speech you had there."
Thank you, bud. Just wanted to kind of see you sitting over here. I know that you were saying you were going to be kind of, but you wanted to show up. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm just a little groggy. A little bit of nausea from everything, kind of keeping things light.
Okay. Just, hey, wanted to come check on you because you're just sitting over here. Just wanted to make sure that you're doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for checking up on me, Captain.
Absolutely. Well, again, reach out, holler for us if anything's going wrong, if you feel weird. We may be having festivities, but your care is the utmost importance. And actually, I think I might, and you may actually end up hearing from Ensign John Spores, because he was taking a keen eye into post-operative care. So he may be contacting you or coming to see you in recovery, especially after you get fitted for your mech suit, because that's what he's going to be specializing in, is post-operative care.
Okay, cool. I appreciate the feedback, Captain.
Absolutely. No, enjoy the rest of your evening, Palmer. I will see you around.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome. And so I go just meandering around a little bit, just kind of, saying hello to other people, just kind of like waving at them because they were engrossed in their own conversation and I didn't really want to butt in. And I walk my way over towards Huge Reg and Laura and ask how, and just, hey, Huge Reg, how you doing, bud?
He goes, "Oh, I'm doing great, Captain. Lots of good food."
I've seen you. You're putting the ship's system to good work. I see.
Because I can't help it, Captain.
So what, just kind of getting your input. How is everybody perceiving the festivity so far?
Uh, he goes, everything's been received pretty well. Um, you made a good speech. Feel like just from chatter and things like that, maybe some of the ensigns in engineering and lower lieutenants in engineering don't feel like they were appreciated enough in the speech about the efforts that they were making towards retrofittings and stuff like that for takeoff. They felt like that was kind of skimmed over.
Okay, well, I will go address engineering here once everything's done, because I do want them to know that they are. I mean, we wouldn't be here without them.
Laura says, she goes, I feel pretty good, and I got a communication at just a few minutes ago, and I've scheduled my captain's exam for engineering.
Nice, awesome. How well do you think you're gonna do on it?
It's hard to say. It doesn't have the same pressure as like the lieutenant's exam. It doesn't matter how I score on it. There's no immediate like rapid succession up to commander after that. It's just kind of a special thing with lieutenant to captain.
Okay. Well, I know that you said that there was a couple of things you wanted to show me in engineering here. Did you still want to wait until after the festivities? Like, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling well. I think it would be best to wait till after the festivities, just so that everyone can see you mingling and maybe get to know you a bit better with some people that you haven't met yet.
Okay, cool. Just, I know that you were saying you were gonna show up, but I wanted to at least double check on how you were feeling.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. So, okay, well, I'm gonna go. You guys have fun. I'm gonna go. I see a group of 7 people over here. I'm gonna go.
Fuck you.
Since I don't know everyone, there's 570 people I have to beat.
Okay. Give me a moment. I had 4 prepared.
I rolled. Then I rolled a 7.
You. Fuck you.
I feel like we need to make a number generator, or like a generator, or a name generator, and just have them just have like that and just start taking the names from it.
Yeah, probably.
Because then it makes a little bit of your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, and also like I'm trying to come up with shit tons of names.
Yes. Because then it's just, oh hey, like just now I actually rolled a 7 again. And you just copy and paste the top 7.
Yeah. Well, because I'm assigning ranks and departments to everyone as well.
Pull out the percentile die. No. I mean, technically I could, but no. Yeah, no. Because I'm getting the rest of the dies out.
Fuck you. All right, so you get up to the group with Captain Kendra Jensen of Logistics, Lieutenant Henry Kogan of Engineering, and he is powered, Ensign Miles Partridge of Security, Lieutenant Paul Hawley of Science, he is also powered. Then you've got Ensign Kyle Loggins of Engineering, Ensign Kristen Collins of Science, and Lieutenant Melissa Akrons of Medical.
Right.
Getting slightly faster.
hey, that's an improvement. So walking up, saying hi to everyone, and I see that everyone goes quiet. So yeah, hey everybody, how's everyone doing?
Doing well, Captain. How are you? You hear Lieutenant Kogan say.
Doing pretty good, Lieutenant Kogan. You know, I kind of want to apologize to everyone in engineering, and also for Lieutenant Kogan. What are they? Is he? Because I know like Sprocket, and they're like their first. Is Lieutenant just anyone?
No, because it generally only goes first, second, third.
Okay. All right.
Well, first and second officer.
So, kind of wanted to apologize, and it also is something I'm going to be addressing engineering as a whole in its entirety, but I still want to make it known because I see, you know, Kyle Loggins is here as well from engineering, and I kind of wanted to apologize because I feel like that, and I've heard already that you guys seem like that I glossed over a little too quickly about what you guys did in engineering as far as getting this ship off the planet. And I just really wanted you guys to be aware that I see that it was a thing, and we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for you guys and the stuff that you've done. So I do want to formally apologize for making it seem like I was glossing over that.
I appreciate it, Captain.
Absolutely. I mean, so other than sorry, go
Lieutenant
ahead.
Paul Hawley, by the way. Sorry, this is me as DM. Lieutenant Paul Hawley is actually liaison between science and engineering.
Oh, okay, fine.
So,
As you just edited that in.
well, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, this would make sense because I was trying to think of what his specialty and it was, and I was like, that's kind of a cross thing. So he's the liaison.
The powered electricity, yeah, that works out real well.
Yeah, so he's liaison between the two, but he started off in science.
So, I mean, I saw you guys got quiet when I walked up. What were you guys talking about?
Mostly that.
Okay. I mean, you already know that that's an open door. You are more than welcome to voice your concerns or opinions to me, and I will genuinely hear them.
Lieutenant Hawley speaks up and he goes, I understand that there are some, how do I say this, big names on the ship, Huge Reg, the Ghost. Now there's Laura and there's Pact Card and Sprocket. They're all big names because they're department heads. But I mean, just because I don't want to say pawns, but pawns of the department doesn't mean that like our contribution is insignificant, because a lot of times we pull more weight than those individuals as a collective.
Absolutely. And again, actually, you know what? Hold on just a minute. We're gonna walk back up on stage. Hey everybody, can I get your attention for just a couple of minutes?
They all kind of look at you like, what? There wasn't another speech.
So it's kind of been brought to my attention that that some of you may feel like that you were not represented properly in my speech. And I, as captain of, Quirk's Prestige, I wanted to apologize. That is not the intention that I was trying to make, or that you guys are being glossed over. The fact of the matter remains that every single one of you from day one have been paramount in keeping this ship running. And I see it. I see all of the reports that I have to go through every day, and I want you to know that it is never not appreciated. And I do wholeheartedly love the sacrifice that you guys are making to make sure that stuff did happen properly, and the amount of work that you went through to get us off of that planet. So thank you again, and I'm sorry for disturbing you, but I wanted to apologize.
They kind of just all like nod and stuff like that. There's not really claps. They're all just kind of like nodding. You hear some thank yous here and there, but
I'll walk back up to the table. Sorry about that, but I felt like it needed to be addressed.
You guys, they all just kind of nod and agree. And they go, "Thank you."
You're welcome. Awkward silence.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of joined a group that was talking, and then like, you've not met any of these people before.
So, I mean, I know I haven't really met any of you, and that's part of the reason why I'm kind of walking around. And apologies for making it seeming like I butted in, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's 572 of us on this vessel, and
752.
752 of us on this vessel, and I do kind of want to make sure that I know, or at least have met formally, every single person that is on this ship. So yeah, apologies on what would be kind of an intrusion, but I mean, it's a numbers game. There's 7 of you here, and I wanted to come say hi.
They all kind of laugh a little bit. They're warming up a little bit.
And so yeah,
they're just go
ahead. Lieutenant Henry Kogan, I recognize you from the time that I've been down in engineering talking with Sprocket and being around Packard and seeing him talk to you and stuff, so I recognized you, but I've never actually met you.
He goes, I served with you on the venture in engineering. I kind of got re-specialized into structural engineering, which I'm enjoying, but because of my ability to shape metal and stuff like that, it just helps a lot with structural engineering, and also with rapid prototyping are generally what I'm doing right now.
Neat. Okay. So before being powered, what were you doing?
He said I was mostly in diagnostics before, which, I mean, it was fine, but it wasn't really what I enjoyed. I'm enjoying what I'm doing a lot more.
Okay, well that's good to hear. Because it was because Ensign Perry England in engineering actually was just talking to him a little bit ago, and he actually was wanting to see, he enjoyed his previous job, or wait, no, it wasn't Perry England, I'm sorry, it was Ensign Bradley Fisher. Apologies, retconning myself there. He actually enjoyed something that he was doing previously. So mostly because, especially with our powered individuals here, I know a lot of you were moved from your initial point, and I just kind of also wanted to make sure that you were enjoying the relocation, because, you know, Ensign Fisher is going to be going for lieutenant, and he's going to be taking on some logistics side of it, because it kind of goes in line with more of what he enjoys. So I just really want to make sure that, basically, I don't want to say having fun, but you're enjoying what you're doing, or if there are any changes that you think you'd like to see.
He goes, no, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I couldn't imagine doing anything else or enjoying anything more. I'm genuinely thankful for the event, because I mean, diagnostics is what I tested highest in, but I mean, now that I'm got this ability, I mean, structural I find it fascinating, so I'm really enjoying it.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
And also the rapid prototyping is really fun.
I guess I don't comprehend, but I can understand how that would be kind of neat.
He goes, fabrication is fast and everything like that, but whenever we need to do minute adjustments, it's a lot easier for me to just adjust them there from the existing prototype that's been fabricated.
So does your power work similarly to packed cards, or am I just way off base?
So let me put it to you this way. He pulls out like a $50, an old century $50. He goes, so packed card has the nanobots that can make things and structurally, and they can do the wiring and stuff like that. But mine does is specifically metal. So what I can do, and you see him like stretch the coin, thicken it and stuff like that, he goes, I can adjust the properties of specific pieces of metal. And like you see him bend it into like a little castle and stuff like that. He goes, I can manipulate metal specifically. And like he pulls it back down and goes, so that's where it comes in handy for me, because let's say that I've got this $50, but it's a bit too big, and he resizes it into like a quarter, and texture and everything like that. He goes, I can make minute adjustments and stuff like that. He goes, I can't change material, but what I can do, and he pulls out a penny and he pulls together like an alloy, like copper, silver alloy. And he's like, but I can create alloys that don't normally exist together. And he pulls them apart, and I can also separate alloys. So I've got metal manipulation. He goes, I can't change this copper into silver. I'm not an alchemist, but I can create alloys and I can redefine structures.
That's really cool. I'm not even gonna lie. That's awesome.
He goes, it's specifically with metals, but there are some kind of like metalistic things, I guess you could say. Like silicon has some metallic properties. I can somewhat adjust that, but not great.
Okay, cool. Hey, I can make portals. That's really about all. And I have like a pocket dimension thing that I can put like sandwiches in. That's pretty much it.
You haven't put anything in your pocket dimension.
I have totally remembered that, and I was, yeah. It's like, and just as proof, watch, drink, pocket dimension. Boop.
He goes, I expect to see that again at some time. Oh, just so you know this, time and velocity are saved in the pocket dimension. You can negate velocity, or you can keep velocity, but you cannot increase velocity.
Okay. But so I can be like set, and it's just there, and I can be...
Yeah, time does not move. It does have a finite capacity, but you can pull whatever you want out and change the velocity. So like if someone shoots a bunch of stuff at you, you can contain it in there and keep its velocity, and then you can open a portal and shoot all those projectiles back out at the same velocity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
But you cannot duplicate, and whatever you decide, you have to decide then. It's like, you can't be like portal here and then portal there. Never mind, I want a pocket dimension half of it. No, whatever the portal starts as, that's what it is.
Okay.
So you can't be like, all right, there's 50 projectiles, 25 of them I want to pocket dimension, the other 25 I want to shoot from this one. No, you have to take all of them in or take none of them in.
Yes, I can steal classified documents real easily. That actually also came across my mind too already.
I mean, can.
Doesn't mean doesn't mean I would. At least not from the Space Union.
No.
So yeah. And so Lieutenant Paul Hawley here, I see that, I mean, you're one of the Foggy's Lament crew as well. So what's going on with you, bud?
He goes, well, I was originally a science officer, but I kind of got put into a liaison position between the two. What I was studying beforehand had to go along with basically theoretical power structures, so you can see where my ability kind of helped with that quite a bit. You'll find that most people's abilities tend to align with what they were doing at the time that they were in the cosmic event. That's how a lot of it ends up going.
So was Huge Reg working out when the cosmic event happened?
So Huge Reg's is different because all of the ghost ones, it specifically, theirs are different because of the the resorbed twins. But the ghost portion generally has abilities based off of what he was doing. So where Tiny Reg has machine and flesh, which flesh is healing touch basically. Think of it like Avatar: The Last Airbender, or Katara's healing water bending.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that, because he was actually in surgery, but he was using like a powered medical tool at the same time.
Okay.
Pact cards is weird because he was doing navigation, and so you can only assume that because he was using a computer, that's why that happened.
Makes sense. Yeah, what could Quirk have been doing?
Well, he was piloting. He was piloting, so because he was adjusting velocity and stuff like that, that's why he got the portals.
Ah, see, there you go. Boom.
It's weird. You're actually the only person that has the portals, and so they're just attributing that to your piloting.
Because we have no idea.
Yeah. They're just like, it kind of relates.
It's
covering
close
distance.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely see how that happened, how they coincide with one another.
Yeah.
Are you happy with how everything's progressing as far as what you're seeing between science and engineering?
He goes, it's very interesting because I get to keep on the science side, I'm still doing the theoretical numbers and stuff like that, but on the engineering side of things, I can help run experiments with these theoretical numbers, and if something goes out of whack, I can use my abilities to pull things back into parameter until we can adjust back to where it needs to be.
Neat. Okay, so things are just going swimmingly then for you, I guess.
He goes, it's very interesting because whereas before I was running numbers and giving them to engineering to run tests, now I'm running numbers and then assisting engineering with tests, and we can do much more extreme tests with less volatility.
Nice. So, I mean, that sounds like it's for all intents and purposes, a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I mean, he goes, granted, I do like the theoretical side of things, but it's also very cool to pull your theories into practice. He goes, this has enabled our ship to do some tests on the reactor core that if I hadn't been able to use my abilities to pull us back into spec in real time, we would have either lost all power and become a derelict ship full of a bunch of dead bodies, to things where we could have potentially had a meltdown and exploded. He goes, so being able to run those more extreme tests without those risks.
You gotta say, I'm glad that that hasn't happened. Let's not have that happen.
He also goes, and we do run some of those more volatile tests because I do kind of operate as a battery as well. He goes, so like you see electricity like sparking between his fingers, and like specific arcs going finger to finger, and goes, but like I can also manipulate the flow. So like he goes into one big arc and then into separated arcs. He goes, but I also act as a battery, so we want to run those more extreme tests so that I can absorb electricity to have it for later. So if we ever need a jump start on something, that electricity is just there with me.
Okay. Cool. Neat.
He goes, and I'm sure you've seen Sprocket whenever he tends to rub his beard.
Sparks, yeah. Yep. Yeah, the first time I saw that, it caught me off guard.
He goes, Lieutenant Holly actually says, that's why I shave. I don't like the sensation.
Ah, okay. And that's a great reminder if you need to shave too, because you're like, oh.
Yeah. He goes, it doesn't hurt, but it's like, you get used to it, but it's still an awkward sensation.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Well, Captain, Kendra Jensen, I mean, I've seen you've been kind of reserved and quiet this entire time. What's any reason, or do you just like being quiet?
She just kind of says, well, I hadn't heard any of that stuff about Ensign Fisher before. She's, head of logistics.
Oh, you're right.
She's head of the logistics side. She goes, I hadn't heard any of that from Ensign Fisher before, so that's interesting that's come to my attention.
That's because that was today. That happened, and apologies, but like I just spoke with him. She says,
no, that's good. I mean, I wish that I had the same everyone can approach me kind of aura, I guess, that you have. So I mean, it's interesting to me. It shows me that there's things I need to do better.
Hey, I mean, if that's a takeaway that you can help to make yourself better, I mean, by all means, do it. But it's kind of the same thing as you noticed that I asked, Kogan and Loggins here. I physically asked it, was there anything that he wanted? Holly. Yeah, sorry.
We've got a lot of repeated letters in a lot of these.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Holly, Loggins, Collins.
Danger zone.
Danger zone.
um, I physically ask because I want to know. Because if there's something that can be done better, or you feel like they can be done better, and also with everything that we talked about, Holly and Kogan, send it to me in a message so we have like a transcript of it, like go into detail about anything you want. Or if you're happy, dude, no harm, no foul. But if there's anything that you want to have tabled and discussed, let us know, because that was something that Fisher was talking about, and that's why you haven't heard anything about it, Captain, is because this literally happened like 45 minutes ago.
Okay, I understand.
So yeah,
But it's clearly something he's been thinking for a while, and that was my only point.
yeah. No, it was, and I think even when I was talking to him, it was kind of an afterthought for him. Like, he didn't think that it was worth bringing up, but I somewhat pushed for it, because like, hey, if there's something that you think, I want to know, because I don't know I don't know how to run the whole ship by myself, so I have to depend on you guys. So having your input is vital to the core of the ship running properly.
Gotcha. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Does nobody? I'm asking the DM here. Is anyone else going to speak up, or do I have to start calling people out by their name?
I mean, you've been kind of calling people up by name in whatever order, and asking them questions. So
Okay.
just letting you continue with that.
Okay. And I see that. Hey, I mean, is there kind of the same thing, Captain? Is there anything that you would want that's been, I don't want to say bothering you, or is there anything that you want to have interjected that you think might be helpful to the ship or the crew?
He goes, everything ever since we've taken off the planet, it's been a whole mess in the warehouse.
Oh?
Which, I mean, it's cargo bay, but they just refer to it as the warehouse.
Like, is it from a logistics standpoint, a storage standpoint?
Like, I mean, we were just grabbing so many different things so quickly that things never got reorganized. So we're kind of recataloging everything and reorganizing everything.
So I think
the fact that you brought up Ensign Fisher, that's good. I could work with him one-on-one and see how we could reorganize things more efficiently, since we're having to do that anyway.
Yeah, that's actually what he wants to do. Like, he loves the fact that he's able to like move everything, but since he was doing the logistics side before he became powered, he wants to take on some of that role, which is why he's going after his lieutenant. So yeah,
she says, I understand. Like, she says, I'm not a lifter, so just because things make sense on paper in an organization doesn't necessarily mean that it makes sense from a lifter standpoint.
Yep. Yeah. No, and I think you might have a little bit of your work cut out for you, because he had some really awesome ideas that I think you're going to love.
Cool. I'll get with him tomorrow when our shifts start, and we'll have a meeting in the office and try and reorg things.
Awesome. Great.
Get him back on the logistics side a little bit, help me with planning and stuff like that, so that things can run smoother.
Yeah, and that was kind of what we talked about, is that making everything more efficient, because then, well, if everything's more efficient, people just end up working harder. Yeah, you turn off that air conditioning.
I will.
And so, hey, I see that you're just kind of nodding your head and smiling there, Ensign Partridge. What's going on with you?
Because not much. I'm kind of on the logistics side of security, actually. Maintaining weapons. He goes, I'm basically the armorer.
Okay, nice. And really the only conflict we've had is the off shove.
Well, armor assistant, because he's ensign still.
Yeah. But
he goes, but I mean, there are things that I do as part of the armorer that kind of go outside of the means of security. He goes, so I'm somewhat an engineering consultant a little bit whenever like ships come back from battle or from testing weapons and things like that, making sure everything's maintained on the fighters, stuff like that. And he goes, which we only have 3 fighter crafts currently, but still making sure those are ready to go. That's part of my job.
Yeah. And is there anything, because I think that's going to be really hard to wonder if there's anything that could be changed, because for lack of a better way to put it, we haven't seen a lot of action when it comes to that.
No, but
is there anything that
said,
you've seen?
He goes, some of the stuff seems really out of date. And he goes, honestly, I don't like that the fighters are next to the transports in the main hangar. He goes, we've got a lab with an exterior, empty space. I think it wouldn't be bad to potentially at some point look into making a dedicated like fighter hangar, getting a couple more transports, things like that, and then having like a dedicated fire hangar, because since we're going towards the fringes of space, we might run into offshoves and it might be more beneficial to have more fighters.
I can't argue with that logic.
He goes, plus that would be a perfect way for me to take a lieutenant's exam and then not push our current armor out or have to respec into something else. I could just work as a fighter armorer.
Yeah. No.
It creates a new path that doesn't intrude on someone else's position.
That makes a whole lot of sense. So write that up. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse
Rinse,
here.
Repeat, send a message.
CC. Yes. Yeah.
CC like, department heads.
CC everyone, because that's a really good idea. And I feel like we do need to put a good think into that, because that makes sense. We don't need to be a military vessel per se, but we do need to figure out how to properly defend ourselves. Knock on wood, something goes wrong.
I agree. And he says, I wasn't there on Fagya's lament on the Hertz. He goes, I was scheduled to be put on it before that. And so it's one of those things where I'm thinking as a security officer, okay, what could have prevented this? And just looking at the sheer number of things, the offshoves have us way out spec'd technologically and just straight military power wise. So we're a science exploration vessel going onto fringes where we don't know if they'll be there or not. So we kind of need to take that into account.
Yeah. And just to give you like first hand knowledge, the offshove are terrifying. Like,
as I've read the reports, I've heard. I can only imagine what it must have been like in that position.
I'm literally the only reason why we got away is because I ejected I know you read the report, but it was, evading everything and just ejecting the reactor core and impulsing as fast as we could away from it. And the concussive blast from it threw me out of the fucking ship. Like, I don't want to run into them again. I know we are bound to run into them again. It's inevitable, but I want to keep those chances as close to null as possible.
Right, and I agree. Keeping everything away, preparing for the unexpected is the best thing we can do.
Yes, absolutely.
And from a security standpoint, 3 fighters ain't gonna cut it.
No. How many, as an educated guess, how many do you think we would need?
Anywhere from 10 to 50, whatever you can get approved for.
10 to
I think would be
50 or 15?
50.
50, okay.
0.
I just wanted to clarify to make sure I heard correctly.
We've got 2 adjacent bays, so they could be made into one giant hangar if need be, and support up to 50. I know one of them is kind of sub-designated as maybe a potential secondary warehouse, but whatever you can get approved, that would be great. The one unit that I was referring to by itself, it could probably support 20 to 30 fighters.
Okay. No, I will include that information in your in your report that you message me.
He says two things. He goes, one, we really don't know the full capabilities of the off-shows, and two, more hands make less work. More fighters make less off-shows.
Yeah. No, I'm down. I completely understand. And kind of, and I see there, Kyle, there you're like, it seems like you have a good something you want to say. I don't know.
He says, yeah, just him talking about how that would potentially create new job pathways. I mean, I do some of the routine maintenance on some of the fighters. And I do a decent, he goes, basically I do maintenance, but on the small crafts mostly. He goes, that would potentially give me a path up to be like fighter mechanic. It gives me a pathway upwards to where I can focus on more things, have more responsibility, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, that's like that's again, this I'm beating a dead horse. Being in contact with all of my crew and hearing these, is it plausible that all of these are going to go into to come to fruition? No, let's be honest. But if you give me 80 ideas and 60 of them get implemented, I mean, it's not possible to please everyone, but if the majority of you do, and then that creates other avenues for other people to move up and become, I don't want to say, and I don't think more responsible is the right word, because you're all responsible. You wouldn't be here if you weren't, but it gives you a chance to be better at something that you get more fulfillment out of it. I think you guys understand what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, Kristen, I see you were kind of eyeballing what Partridge there was saying. What's on your mind?
He says, well, I really like that idea of having a larger fighter fleet, because that does create new scientific endeavors of aerodynamics and things like that. It really that's would almost be a whole new department of all the departments, because there's logistics aspects, security aspects, engineering, science. It really takes a little bit of everything other than medical. No offense,
Melissa. Yeah, no, we're Melissa, I not that I'm coming to you last, but because I know if we were to go into the foray of more fighters, well, medical's gonna have to get larger as well. That's the side effect of that.
That's where Melissa says, well, yes, but my head isn't on surgery or diagnostics or medicine. I'm the liaison between medical and engineering. I make sure all the equipment in medical is up and running. That's my thing. So I've got the medical knowledge if I need to do surgery in the field or something like that. I'm expecting that. But more importantly, I maintain a lot of the medical equipment and also help with retrofits of medical equipment, upgrades on medical equipment, et cetera, implementations. I helped direct a lot of the med lab rebuild.
So, okay. So you're more of from the medical side, the logistics side of medical, of how everything goes about, not necessarily doing the medical procedure itself.
She said it's technically engineering, but I guess you could say logistics of it as well. I'm kind of like I'm more of like I'm more of medical logistics and
You're the
I
jack
guess
of all
you could say.
trades when it comes to
Medical.
medical. Yes. Okay. No, that's going to be good to know, because I feel like that as a whole, you may become more important than you realize right now. I know
Yeah.
that sounds ominous, and I don't mean it to sound ominous, but yeah.
She says technically, I'm not in medical or engineering or logistics. I'm a liaison between the three, kind of mostly medical and engineering, because really it's the chief medical, huge reg, that handles the logistics of where things need to go with medical, what needs to be where, and stuff like that. But I do help with that a little bit. She goes, but realistically, with my experience, if I was medical, I would be technically eligible for like a chief medical position.
Oh,
or second officer.
I think you'd be battling Baxter.
A lot
there.
of people.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Baxter's kind of incredible there. She goes, I mean, experience-wise, Cross has him, under the table with experience, but Baxter, he's really He's got a lot more realistic experience versus time experience, I guess, is a better way to put it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, as far as with what you're doing, kind of the same thing. Are you enjoying it? Is there something you'd want to interject and change?
She goes, I've been enjoying it. It can kind of get a little tedious whenever nothing's happening. Like, whenever everything's running well, my job is pretty much just
sit and wait till something breaks.
I read a lot.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. What do you read?
She goes, I like to read older novels, like Pride and Prejudice, Alice in Wonderland, things like that. Just some of the old classics.
Yeah, those are definitely classics. What was that? Alice in Wonderland, I think, was in that like 19. That's like back in the 19th century.
Yeah, you're a couple centuries past it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess you wouldn't actually have a physical book. It's digital, or do you like reading paper?
She goes, Alice in Wonderland, I do read digitally, but she goes, but in my quarters, I actually do have a first edition of Alice in Wonderland. And it was 1903 was the original film, apparently. The original film.
When was the book written? Because they're all based off of. I'm
trying to find
the book.
So I'm trying to find is the book. 1865.
Fucking Christ. Okay. That's 18th century. Jesus.
19th century.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be 19th. Yeah.
I don't remember what century we're in.
Well, just because I don't want to read the book, but I've never held an actual book.
We're in the 35th century there.
Yeah. I haven't held an actual like paper bound book before.
He goes, I'm not letting you touch my books, no offense.
Okay, fine.
She goes, with all due respect, Captain, you have to realize that book is 1,500 years old. It's an it is a first edition.
I understand.
Actually, it's like almost
30.
It's the 34. It's the 3450s.
That's
yeah, it's a little over. It's almost 1,600 years old. She goes, it is so vacuum sealed. Like, she goes, that is not one I would touch. She goes, I do have it, but it's vacuum sealed and preserved because it was an original from 1865.
Never mind.
She goes, I have some other books you could hold.
Yeah, it's just I've never held. Yeah,
but not that one.
I totally understand it. I apologize for being so. It's more of I've never touched paper before.
That's fair.
We've never. We're a paperless society.
She says, I have some reprints of Harry Potter.
The fuck's Harry Potter?
It was really popular in the 21st century.
the hell was this about?
Wizards.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, if you would be okay with that.
Yeah, I can let you borrow them and read them sometime if you want to, or you can just hold them.
I mean, it'd be interesting to read them because I mean, in my free time, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, she says that's fine. Yeah. Just don't fold the pages. Use a bookmark. It annoys me when people fold the pages.
What's a bookmark?
It's a thing that you put in between the pages to hold your place.
Oh, okay. Learning something. I've learned new things today.
You're like, what's a bookmark? That's a digital thing. And she's like, oh yeah, it was originally a physical thing that you put in to hold your place in the book.
Oh, okay then. All right. Yeah. That's bar. I feel really dumb acting like that.
No, you're playing well. Like that's
like I get it. Like it's you have to think about it, but I mean it's just like I feel what do you mean, John? You not know what a book? Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah. No, it's like one of those things. It's like, how the fuck does an astrolabe work? Fucking no.
I heard of this thing called a light bright. Do you know how? What was that?
The best thing the 90s ever had.
Dude, I loved my light bright. It was awesome.
We were missing so many bulbs when we moved into this house. It was upsetting.
Dude, yes.
I loved that thing. I remember playing with it at our old house, which we moved here when I was 4. I remember playing with the old one playing with it at the old house before we lost a bunch of the bulbs. Did I know what I was doing? Fuck no.
Did you care?
No. No, it looked cool.
You made a whole bunch of different colored lights. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, hey,
what does a light bright go for? I want my childhood back.
Oh my god, I would not. Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. I'm now looking it up. There's
not bad. Like $21 on eBay. With 214 pegs. Like that's not bad.
You could go buy a light bright.
Wow, yeah, you can. Okay, cool.
$13.
Neat. You're probably on Amazon.
I'm looking at Target. Ready in 2 hours. Bitch, it's 12:11 in the morning. There's no way in goddamn fucking creation I'm picking something up from a Target in 2 hours in Iowa.
Yeah, they've got all kinds of light brights. They've got like light bright tablets. Like you can draw in different colors. That's cool. Anyways, back to the back to the Cosmo Voyage.
Yes. Well, I mean, you know, it was really great getting to know you guys. Like, I know that it was definitely awkward as all sorts of get out because I just walked up to you guys, but I'm really glad that I took the time to be able to get to know you. It's nice meeting everyone that's on the ship.
Thank you, Captain. It's been really nice. This is around the time that festivities are starting to wrap up now, so you could meet Laura in engineering now if you wanted to.
I was like, what the fuck? There's a cat under my desk and I just accidentally kicked her.
How dare you?
I know. Capper, where'd you go? It is like when I sit at my desk, it is like her thing is she sits right in front of my fucking feet. Pain. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, walk back over to Laura and okay. So did you enjoy yourself tonight?
Yeah, it's not really my scene, but I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. So do you want to go ahead and head over to engineering here? And because you said you wanted to show me a couple of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So you all head down to engineering. She's in a wheelchair because you told her to.
Yes.
So she has some like testing things set up. She's like, I already sent some schematics to Pact Card and he agreed to get them ready for me. She goes, so here we have two, a wireless relay system, and it's set about 5 feet apart. She goes, the latency on it is about 5 milliseconds, roughly.
Okay.
She goes, I want you to put a portal directly in front of each of them, so I can do a latency reading.
Okay.
She's sending some packets. She goes, she's like nodding a bunch. She's typing a bunch. She's doing a bunch of reading on the screen. She goes, interesting.
What's interesting? What's going on?
So it's not exact, like it's wavering quite a bit more than when it was just going direct to direct, but it's ranging anywhere from about 0.1 milliseconds to about 0.89 milliseconds, which is a significant improvement.
Awesome. Well, hey, that's not perfect, but it's a starting point.
It very much is. I've got some thinking to do after my recovery for the next 2 weeks.
Absolutely. Because yes,
this could be the key to your question earlier about instantaneous communication.
So I know it's probably going to be over my head, but what are you thinking?
She goes, well, I'll have to do some diagnostics, try and figure out like the makeup of your portals and how they work, do a bunch of like theoretical maths and stuff like that. But if we can recreate the portals synthetically, then that could be the key to the latency issue. Expensive, very power hungry, but it could be the key.
Okay.
She says expensive in like an R&D time wise thing, not expensive in terms of monetary, because that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, no. When you say
expensive
it could be,
in terms of resources,
you say it could be
and time.
expensive as in power hungry, but would it? Because you wouldn't have to make a portal that's this size. You only have to make. You can make a portal that's the size.
You can
of
resize. You can resize your portals. So I was assuming that you did tiny portals.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's what I was assuming. She goes, yes, it's not so much, a size thing, although that does factor into it. She goes, it's more of a stabilization and keeping it there.
Okay.
Because we don't know what causes your portals, so this is a new thing.
That makes me wonder, in the back of my head, I wonder if the way that their shit works is if it makes a digita or a synthetic portal. But moving on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's awesome. I mean, I'm glad that. I mean, this took you what? Like this. I mean, this took you less than a day.
Well, she says, well, that's just a test to see if that theory would even work. She goes, the real thing is going to be actually creating it. That's going to be the hard part.
Oh, also, pocket dimension, bring out drink.
She just kind of looks at you like, oh my god. She goes, I'm going to go interface with my suit now so I can get this recovery time out of the way. She wheels herself up to medical.
Sipping on my drink.
So you got a couple hours before, when you normally go to bed. It's only about 6:37.
I am.
And you did say you were going to talk to engineering tomorrow.
Yeah, because I want to give them. Yeah.
You do have a few hours to kill.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There isn't really anything going on.
Is there? Is there anything you could be doing that would be beneficial to you?
Oh, I'm gonna go back to my quarters and study.
Till how late?
Um, see what it's 6.
Yeah. Well, 7. By the
7.
time you
I'm
get
gonna
back to your
go
quarters.
7. I'm gonna go to 11.
To 11. Okay, so it's 4 hours. Make a roll for me.
14.
14. Your progress is kind of slow, but you're retaining a good bit of it. But your progress isn't as fast as it was earlier. You're retaining some of it. You feel like you're probably gonna have to reread a couple bits here and there, but you make it about another eighth of the way through. But you're not retaining it quite as well, so you'll have to reread some of it.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's towards the end of the night. That makes sense.
You retained about a 16th of what you like, a 16th of the book, so about half of what you read you actually retained.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll go ahead and get ready to go to bed. And actually, do I need to address engineering directly tomorrow? Because I apologized to them at the...
That's up to you. You said in your speech that you'd be talking to them.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll go to bed and I'm gonna wake up at 06:30.
Oh, 6:30? Okay. Shifts don't really start till 8.
I'm hungry. I want breakfast.
That's fair. I'm just reminding you. All right, so you go to the mess hall. Everything's back how it is. There's the bridge crew table.
Yep. I'm going to have spaghetti pancake spaghetti.
Pancake spaghetti.
Yeah, so kind of taking a sidebar, saw a TikTok that was literally pancakes in spaghetti form.
Okay.
And
it makes it.
it
Just send me the TikTok later.
it was really like we had that for dinner yesterday. Dude, oh my
Just
god.
Send me the TikTok later and you'll make it whenever I come up next. Which I want to try and come up sometime early in the year next year.
Okay.
Preferably before Hogwarts Legacy comes out. Maybe
you're probably not going to want to come up in January, February. Guarantee you're not going to want to drive that.
Okay, fine. March or April.
Yeah. You're not able to say, no. You're not going to want to drive inclement weather in the upper Midwest. That's not a good idea.
Not in the Camaro, no.
No.
Yeah, so probably late March.
Yeah, there's the like straight up. You go 2 miles that way, and they stop plowing roads. Like,
oh, geez.
Period. They'll plow them maybe twice a day. That's it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll wait till March.
And it's not. Then they don't use salt. They use sand. So like it's hard packed snow.
Salt.
It's more of cost.
Gotcha. Anyways.
Yes, but
going forward. So you got your pancake spaghetti.
With some maple bourbon syrup.
Maple bourbon syrup. Huge Reg is eating like ostrich eggs and entire pig bacon.
So totally sorry, this is totally random. I had an ostrich burger the other day.
That sounds good.
Dude. It was delicious. Sorry. But yes. So how are you feeling today, Huge Reg?
Yes. As great as ever, as I am, Captain.
Good to hear. Did everything go well as far as, or you would be prepping for those surgeries today? For putting them in their exosuits?
He goes, we did the initial implementation last night. And it's going well. They're pretty heavily sedated right now. They're going to be heavily sedated for the next few days.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll check back in with them later today to see to get touch base and see how they're doing.
He goes, I wouldn't recommend that. I'd wait till the few days because they're not going to be able to speak much.
Well, I know. It's more of just checking in with like you guys, not necessarily them.
Understood, Captain.
But nonetheless, you enjoy the rest of your lunch. I'm gonna go head down to engineering here.
Okay. You head down there right around 8:30ish.
Awesome. Hey, everybody in engineering, can I get you to come over for a minute? I want to talk to you guys.
They all kind of look at you. You're standing like at the top of like the engineering deck where normally like someone would oversee different projects. Like Packed Card or Sprocket would normally be there actually.
So, I know last night at the festivities, I apologized to everyone for everything, but it was brought to my attention that you guys specifically felt that you were glossed over, and it isn't okay. And genuinely, I'm sorry. The ship wouldn't function without you guys, and you guys were key to getting us off this planet, or getting us off that planet. And I just wanted to come back down here and re-apologize to you and let you know that it's noted, and it's amazing what you guys do.
They kind of nod and say thank you, stuff like that, and then they kind of like meander back into their work.
Yeah, awesome. Well, hey, thank you guys for listening. That's I mean, I can't really say much other than that.
Sprocket comes up to you and says, "So, Captain,
Yeah, what's up, Sprocket?
I'm sure you've heard about Laura's perfect exam score.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
So both of our captain's tests are on the same day, which is 2 days after she gets out of recovery. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's not gonna lie, she's probably gonna do well.
I hope so.
That's that she's a strong-willed woman.
That she is. I've gone over some of the designs that she's passed on to me, and well, here's sometime if you can find a way to get the council to approve it, or anyone on the council to approve it. We're gonna need some large retrofits on this ship.
Okay. Bring that to, can you send that to me in a message, and we'll meet in my quarters later today to talk about it?
Absolutely. He goes, we're definitely going to need a big engineering expansion, which there is a empty bay next to us, so that's fine. They were kind of counting on that, so we're going to need a big engineering expansion, because we're also probably going to need some new stuff in the cargo bay for exterior maintenance and stuff like that for larger projects. Basically, where we can retrofit our ship ourselves as need be.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. We can definitely take a look and see what we can do.
You go, so if you haven't pissed off everybody on the council.
No, I haven't pissed off anyone on the council, and I think I might be able to make some things happen. We shall see.
He goes, yeah, if you can get that started, he goes, and if we could get some stuff retrofitted on the ship ASAP before we really continue any further on our expedition, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's something we can absolutely take a look at and make happen.
All right, so what do you do now?
It's 12:27. I think we raid out.
I know you need to finish this thing real quick. We're not at the stopping point yet.
Oh.
Quite yet.
What do you mean, what am I gonna do?
What are you gonna do? The suggestion has been made to you.
I said send it to me in a message and we'll talk about it later this afternoon.
I'm giving you all the pieces, Bones.
I mean, yes, I think it's a great idea to be able to make sure that we can retrofit our ship and fit. Huh?
Price.
Yeah, no, I know. I understand that. I have already thought of that, but that would be something that we talk about in private because of things. that other people that are in the department don't know about.
Correct. But what are you going to do now because you finished your business with engineering?
Oh, I would, next thing would be happening is I go talk to Price, but it would be one thing that I would also talk to Price with him in my quarters.
Yeah. So what are you doing now?
Standing in engineering.
What do you do now?
Oh,
You finished addressing engineering. You finished your conversation. What do you do now?
I would leave engineering. I would say thank you, and we'll talk. Like, send me the. I told Sprocket to send me the message, and
Yep.
we'll see him later this afternoon. And at that
Okay.
point in time, that is done.
Yes.
So how would
Got
that
about
not?
a solid 5 more minutes of role playing before we're at a good stopping point today.
Oh my sweet mother of Jesus. Okay.
Trying to set things up organically for Thursday.
I feel like that's a great stopping point because you could time skip to the point of where where we would be in my office or my quarters.
I suppose.
What are you like? I mean, I get that talking to Price about it, but it would be one of those things that it gets to be reviewed and talked about because there are also other things that I'm not overtly aware of, like that I know offhand for the ship. So you know what? I'm gonna go talk to Captain Kendra Jensen real quick.
Okay, you go talk to Captain Jensen. She's down at the warehouse office.
Hey, Captain, I got a quick question for you here. While that I kind of want to have answered.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Captain?
How many free bays, like how many free I don't want to, for lack of a way to put it, rooms are there available on the ship?
Total empty bays, there are 6.
There are 6. Okay. I mean, that's I didn't know, so that's really all I needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all I can think of. Not without diving into other things that I for the meeting with everything, which is probably what you're preluding into.
Yeah. So if you want to stop there, we can stop there. I feel like that's a bit more organic than where we were earlier.
I mean, sure. Yeah, no, I'm like other than like doing something random and stupid, like going playing in the sub VTF again and getting my face smashed in by a wrench,
Or golf ball.
or
a
golf ball,
side,
or or a 40mm rubber bullet
coming at you like it's coming out of a fucking M16.
Oh god. Yeah, raid your kitchen, raid your bedroom. It's spaghetti and naked time. You are damn straight on that.
Let's see who's streaming.
It looks like we have
none of these people are really appealing to me. So let's see. Is anyone playing Star Citizen right now? I'm sure there are. Let's not do that one. Let's see if anyone's playing Astroneer.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Only one in English, really.
Yes.
Yeah, let's rate him.
Who?
Theodork333.
Oh. The raid has been created. And of course, everyone in YouTube land, we appreciate you. We love you. Come join us live. Today
Absolutely.
is October 5th of 2022.
Yes, it is.
And we appreciate you. Keep your stick on the ice. Say bye, Sibs.
I said,
Awesome. And for the rest of you lovely fuckers, oh, we appreciate you. We love you.
We really
And
do.
don't forget to abide by theirs. Today's date is October 5th, as I just said.
Pay attention, Smottabot.
God.
Jeez.
You're oof. Oh no. Oof. Stream delay. So yeah, we're gonna go raid them, abide by their rules and everything else of that nature. And you guys have a good one. Peace.
Yeah. Has he said anything? I don't even know if he has a mic.
Yeah.
Might not be a
Re-raid.
raid list.
Yeah.
He does also only have 9 followers, so he might not have a thing set up where it notifies him.